The 2026 Cape Cod Baseball League playoffs presented by Reader's Hardwood Supply are underway tonight from Stony Brook Field in Brewster. It's Game 1 of the East Division Series between the Harwich Mariners and the Brewster Whitecaps. 40 regular season games are in the rearview mirror, and now every pitch matters as two longtime Cape League rivals battle for a spot in the semifinals. Alongside Milo Hoffman, I'm Luke Brenneman. We're thrilled to have you with us this afternoon on the Mariners Radio Network. And Milo, you can just feel it tonight. We've been there every step of the way with the Mariners. There is an added level of intensity to the playoffs.
It just means more today because you could be playing your two final games of the season here. And, of course, for the Mariners, they hope to go on a long run in this 2026 playoffs. 40 games down, and the most important ones are here right in front of us. A different feel, you're right. There is a little bit of a different vibe today, even just through batting practice. The Mariners haven't taken batting practice on the road in a while, so you go through your entire pregame routine, and now you hope it all comes to fruition on the field.
Let's dive into the matchup a little bit. These two teams have met 5 times. Brewster has taken 3 of the 5, but they've outscored Harwich 29-6.
Yeah, the Mariners have 2 wins in that series, 2-1 both times. They've scored 4 total runs in their wins, so I think it's safe to say that if this is a shootout, it probably favors the Whitecaps, but the Mariners are going to lean on Jason Flores to make a big start today, first game of the playoffs, hoping to get some distance from him. But yeah, throughout this season series, the Mariners have won games that have been pitchers' duels.
Harwich turns to the 6'1", 240-pound righty out of Wiley, Texas, Jason Flores. Flores is going to be making his 6th appearance and 3rd start of the summer. He's pitched 15 innings and given up 8 earned runs. The biggest thing for him seems to be control.
Yeah, we talked to Steve Engler, the Mariners manager, before this game. He says the first inning is huge. If he's commanding the strike zone in the first inning, he'll be good. But if he's struggling and he's trying to find the strike zone and dancing around hitters, going up and away, you don't want to be missing by too much. If that's the case, it starts to become a struggle for this M's team, and maybe you have to go to the bullpen a lot sooner than you would like.
Well, it's an all-Texas and all-SEC matchup between both of the starting pitchers. For Brewster, it's the 6'5" lefty out of Houston, Texas, Blaine Brown. Plays collegiately at Tennessee. Brown has not pitched a lot on Cape Cod, but he's faced 9 batters, has not given up a hit, and struck out 8 of them.
Yeah, 2 guys today on the mound in Flores and Brown that have high 90s velocity. Brown is just a 2-pitch guy. He has his fastball and then the off-speed that he goes to. But, I mean, he is a guy that has been nothing but brilliant so far this season on the mound. He's a two-way guy, not hitting today, but he's taken the mound more like an opener. 2 or 3 innings out of Brown, and then we'll see who the Whitecaps go to after.
All right, Milo, as the sound system here at Stony Brook says, let's get down to business. What is the ticket overall for Harwich to make a run in the postseason?
I think the most important thing is starting pitching. Right now it's Jason Flores. If he can command the strike zone tonight and give the Mariners some distance, that's how you set up your game plan. Steve Engler and the Mariners have a game plan going in, but the biggest and most important part of that game plan is with Jason Flores. So if he can be good today and set up the entire postseason run for the Mariners, that's the key.
The Harwich Mariners looking for a playoff run to make it the 7th time that the organization has been crowned the Cape League champions. Well, it all starts in Game 1 of the East Division Series. We'll be right back on the Mariners Radio Network. There is nothing like playoff baseball on Cape Cod, and we welcome you into Game 1 of the East Division Series between Brewster and Harwich. Brewster the 2 seed, Harwich the 3 seed. In the best-of-3 series, Brewster hosts Game 1, and if there is a Game 3, it will be right back here at Stony Brook Field. With Milo Hoffman, I'm Luke Brenneman, and it's time to get into it. Blaine Brown, the starter for Brewster, climbs the hill, and let's take a peek at the Harwich Mariners starting lineup. Harwich finished the regular season 21-19 for record in Steve Englert's 28th season as the head man for the M's. Leading off, playing left, Nico Brini. Batting second, back up atop in the lineup, Colin Larson in right field. Hitting third, the shortstop, Ty Smolinski. In the cleanup spot, it'll be the second baseman, Cade Kurland. Batting fifth, the DH, Braden Jacksa. Hitting sixth will be Peltier at third base. Seventh will be Quentin Coates, the first baseman. The catcher, Tucker Stockman, will hit eighth. And Micah Kirikoff in center field rounds out the Mariners lineup this afternoon. Milo, a few changes. Kirikoff down to the 9 spot, Larson back up.
Yeah, we talked to Steve Englert before the game, and he said, listen, Kirikoff's been doing well out of that 9 spot, so why not put him back there? Been hitting in that 2-hole for the last handful of games, but I mean, he has really turned it around, Micah Kirikoff. And yeah, Cade Kurland batting cleanup. I think that he is someone that's going to be vital for the end so far in this postseason. Kind of the guy that strings the first part of the lineup to the latter half. It's going to be a lot on him this series.
The Mariners have 5 players in their starting lineup that have started more than 30 games in a 40-game regular season summer. This is the longest tenured team on Cape Cod. The skipper Englert has held all the guys together, and now it's time to make a push in the postseason. Well, standing in their way, the Brewster Whitecaps, and their starting pitcher this afternoon is the 6'5", 210-pound lefty, a rising junior at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, Blaine Brown. Brown so far on the Cape has only pitched 2 times, a total of 3 innings, has not given up a run or a hit, and struck out 8. All right, here we go. Nico Brini digs in from the left side. The M's in their baby blue retro uniforms. It's Game 1 of the East Division Series in the Cape Cod Baseball League playoffs, brought to you by Reader's Hardwood Supply. Left on left with Brown and Brini. Brown looks in, now comes home. First pitch, Brini shows bunt, bunts it off his leg, foul for strike 1. 4:03 first pitch. Beautiful afternoon in Brewster. One of the better ballparks in the Cape League, Stony Brook Field. 82 degrees. The sun has been beaming all day. And Brini down 0-1, digs back in. After shaking off the pitch, he just fouled into his right ankle. Brown working from the windup. The pause and the pitch. Here comes the 0-1. Up high with the heat. That's a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Ball and a strike on Brini.
Yeah, Blaine Brown took batting practice today. He's got sort of a nonchalant feel to him on the mound. Just a lanky guy who slings in mid-90s.
Fastball can top out around 96. Here's the 1-1. Taken up high. Another fastball. Missed about forehead high of the 5'9" Nico Brini. 2 balls and a strike to the Mariners' leadoff man. It's only a 2-pitch mix for Blaine Brown, a fastball and a slider. You'll see the fastball 7 out of every 10 pitches. 2-1. Outside, another heater. All 3 of the fastballs have been nowhere near the zone, and Nico sits in a hitter's count.
This is huge for the Mariners. If Nico can get on here to start off the game, a first-inning run would be vital.
Here comes the 3-1. Taken for a strike right down the middle. Brown was able to straighten out that fastball, and the count goes full on Nico Brini. Larson on deck, top of the first here. A rematch between last year's first round of the East playoffs. Harwich beat Brewster in 3 games. Payoff pitch. Swung on, popped up down the third base side and out of play into the bleachers.
It's a good start here for Nico Brini. See a lot of pitches. Work Blaine Brown right now. Sort of an opener guy, not expected to go a whole lot. So if you can get it out of here as soon as possible, that just plays into the Mariners' game plan.
Harwich going with more of a true starter in Jason Flores. We'll see him in the bottom half of the first. Another payoff pitch coming to Brini. Down low, ball 4. An 8-pitch at bat and a leadoff walk for Brini and the Mariners. Speed on the bases. That walk is our free pass of the game, presented by Cape Cod Community College. Go to Cape Cod Community College for free. Every program, no tuition or fees for those that qualify. capecod.edu/free for more. Speed off of first, now speed in the batter's box. A Cape League All-Star Colin Larson digs in for another left-on-left matchup. Brown working from the stretch now. Breeny, a good lead over there. First pitch taken, belt high, called strike one. It's been nothing but fastballs. Now 8 pitches into this first inning from Blaine Brown.
And the Mariners' first 3 hitters in the lineup, all lefties against the lefty Brown on the hill.
No balls and a strike on Larson. Leadoff man aboard. Brown comes home. Swing and a miss. High fastball. Larson chase. That's a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. And it's right past him for strike 2. Larson's campaign this summer, a .265 hitter, 3 home runs, 14 runs batted in the top 5 of the Cape League with 22 base on balls. Breeny off of first. Here comes the 0-2 to Larson. Fouled into the mitt and then out from Jacob Lee. He could not squeeze strike 3, and Larson stays alive in the 0-2 count.
Now Larson has such a quick swing. It's all upper half. He plants his lower half and just comes through the ball. A tick under that one and a bit late.
Nico Breeny has attempted to steal 7 bases this summer. A true speed threat, the new Vanderbilt transfer, has successfully taken 4 of the 7. Another 0-2 coming to Larson. Here it is. Up high and away. First look at the slider from Brown. It stayed up, and now it's 1-2 on Larson.
And so far this season, Blaine Brown has struck out 8 of the 9 batters he faced. So already a little bit of adversity for the guy who hasn't necessarily dealt with much.
Guy who hasn't pitched a lot here, pitching in game 1 of the playoffs. 2-strike pitch. Breeny goes from first, a big jump, swing and a miss, strike 3, throw down, not in time. Larson strikes out, Breeny steals second. The M's have a man in scoring position and 1 out with the slugger Ty Smolinski digging in.
Yeah, nice job by Breeny to take the free bag there, but Larson just out in front of that pitch.
Smolinski in the running for the Cape League MVP, a .313 hitter, 6 home runs, 21 runs batted in, leads the league in extra base hits. Left on left with the 6'5 lefty Brown out of Tennessee. Breeny off a second with 1 out, top of the first. First pitch, cut on and fouled back into the net for strike 1. Smolinski leads the Mariners in hits, home runs, runs batted in, doubles, and runs scored. You throw in, he plays a killer shortstop defensively and has stolen 10 bases. This guy has all the tools. No balls and a strike on Smolinski. Here comes the 0-1. In the dirt, blocked by Lee. It trickles down the third base line, but Breeny stays put at second base. 1-1.
Yeah, I think you've got 2 guys who are both in the running for Cape League Player of the Year right now, and Jacob Lee, the catcher, and Ty Smolinski, the lefty for the Mariners, who's up. Lee, the Mariners will face in the bottom of the first. He's hitting 3rd for Brewster, but he's having himself an excellent summer as well.
He's a good defender as well, the backstop for the Caps. 1-1. Called a strike right on the outside corner. Smolinski didn't love it. Another slider from Brown that's staying up towards the top of the zone. Might want to get that down, but he gets the called strike 2 in the Smolinski at-bat. A base hit could score Breeny. He goes 1-2, punched foul, third base side. Breeny got a huge jump again on Brown. And Milo, these might be the little things because Brown only pitched 3 innings at Tennessee collegiately. He's only pitched 3 innings on Cape Cod, and he's more of a position player. So maybe he can throw the fastball, maybe he can throw strikes. But is he good with runners on? Can he prevent stolen bases? We'll see if Smolinski can bring in Breeny. Brown looking for the pitch. Now he's got it. Ball and 2 strikes. Runner at second with 1 out for Harwich. Opening inning in Brewster. Up high, another slider that Brown can't get down. 2-2 on the Mariner who wears 22.
He just always has full control of the at-bat. Even when he's down, he runs the tempo.
Rainey dancing over there at second. 2-2 pitch. Cold, strike 3. A slider on that outside edge. Smolinski is disgusted. Mouse, that's terrible on his walk back to the dugout. And there's now 2 down in the Harwich first.
Yeah, that did not look like a strike from our vantage point here. A little bit inside, it seemed, and Ty was shook when he turned around and saw that Will Bowers was ringing him up.
Smolinski got that pitch called a strike 2 different times in the at-bat. Will Bowers is the home plate umpire this afternoon. 2 outs. Curlin digs into the right side. Here comes the first pitch. Brown looks back at Breeny, and now he checks on Breeny. Pitch clock was down to 4 seconds. This inning started with a leadoff walk from Breeny. Larson struck out. Breeny stole second. Smolinski just got caught looking. Can Cade Curlin extend the first for Harwich? First pitch. Outside with the fastball, 95. Fastball continues to climb in this first inning for Brown. Ball 1.
It's a windy one here at Stony Brook Field.
Wind pushing out towards left field. Now left center field, kind of all over the place. The ocean breeze from the bay side of Cape Cod. 1-0. Swing and a miss. A violent hack from Curlin, but he couldn't catch up to 95 center cut. It's a ball and a strike on the Harwich cleanup man.
Curlin this summer hitting .250 against lefties on the mound.
A .240 hitter summer-wide, 2 homers, 15 runs batted in. He's knocked in 6 his last 2 games. Here comes the 1-1 to Curlin. In the air, behind home plate, sky high. It's going to be playable. Harvey ranges in from first on the infield grass, and he makes the catch. No runs on no hits. The Mariners strand a leadoff walk in scoring position. And we're off and running in the Cape League playoffs. We'll have the Brewster starting lineups and the Mariners starter, Jason Flores, when we come back on the Mariners Radio Network. Brewster gets out of the top of the first scoreless, and now the Whitecaps are due up in the home half. Let's take a look at the Brewster starting lineup tonight. Brewster finished as the 2 seed in the East Division, a 25-12-3 record. They're managed by Jamie Shevchek in his 7th summer of the Cape League. Leading off playing left, Tristan McClotty. Batting second, playing second, Will Baker. Hitting third, a league MVP candidate behind the plate for Brewster, Jacob Lee. In the cleanup spot, it'll be Dane Harvey, the first baseman. Batting 5th at third base, Dylan Schlotterback. Hitting 6th, Cash Strayer in right field. Matthew Cash will hit 7th as the designated hitter. And 8 and 9 goes Jake Lambden at short with Hunter Kingsbury in center field. Milo, the 3-spot hitter Lee, parlayed with Harvey as the cleanup guy. They drive in a ton of runs.
That's the spot in the Brewster lineup that the Mariners are going to have to be really careful with. Lee, the 301 hitter, one of the best players here all summer long. The only Whitecap to be here since day number 1, stay throughout, and start this playoff game for the Whitecaps. And then Dane Harvey, someone who was here day 1, left for a little bit, thought he was going to get drafted, didn't, came back, and he's been a real productive hitter as well.
Lee has 24 runs batted in, Harvey with 19. That's a 1-2 punch in the heart of this Brewster lineup with 43 runs batted in combined on the summer. But Jason Flores, the Mariners' ace, as of 2 weeks ago, climbs the hill. 6'1", 240-pound right-hander out of Wiley, Texas, is the new University of Georgia Bulldog. And he's making his 3rd start of the summer for the M's in 15 innings pitched, has struck out 17 while giving up 8 earned runs. Tristan McClotty, the left fielder out of Clemson, digs in to the lefty box. Flores signals to the M's dugout. We talked to the Mariners skipper Steve Englert. He said the first inning is everything for Flores. Has got to find his control. First pitch. Called a strike. That's 97 right on the outside corner, 0-1.
Yeah, last time Flores started was on July 28th. He did give up a 2-run shot in the first inning to YD, but ended up going 5 2/3 of just 2 runs.
0-1. A little bit inside. That barely missed on the lefty McClatty. Ball and a strike. McClatty just his 11th start of the summer, but he's jumped in this lineup nicely. Leadoff man, 7 for 31 at the plate, a home run, and 3 runs batted in. 1-1. Just misses inside, and now it's 2-1. Smolinski gets rung up in the top of the first for Harwich on a couple borderline, maybe hinting at Will Bowers having a pitcher's friendly zone, and these last two have been right there. Flores trying to find the zone. Down 2-1 to the leadoff man for Brewster. That's a strike. A really good cut fastball that time. Hits the top of the zone, 2-2.
Yeah, it's all about working off that fastball. If he can command that fastball in the high 90s, his breaking balls are just that much more effective.
2-strike pitch on its way. Line drive to right field, and it's down for a base hit. Larson was a few steps away from getting there, but it just fell right at his feet. McClatty, a leadoff single for the Whitecaps.
Yeah, just a fastball, center cut, and McClatty did not miss it. A little bit out in front, but still had enough strength to pull it into right.
Will Baker will dig in, the second baseman out of Georgia Tech. Baker, another left-handed hitter, another new guy on this team. Baker played for Yarmouth Dennis last summer in the Cape League. He has 9 hits in his first 38 at-bats for Brewster. Leadoff man aboard, bottom of the first, no score. First pitch, swing and a bouncing ball into the screen, foul for strike 1. Brewster has a very interesting mix of seasoned veterans like Jacob Lee in the Cape League, Dane Harvey, but also these new punches with Schlotterbach, McClatty off of first, Baker the hitter now. Right on left matchup, Flores working from the stretch. Rocks back for the 0-1. Runner goes from first, pitch taken outside, throw down, offline. Not in time, a stolen base for McClatty. He's 5 for 5 in his first 11 games. And here come the Whitecaps in the bottom of the first.
You mentioned there being new players in this Brewster lineup. 5 of the 9 players who are starting today have less than 40 at-bats on this team.
They have 4 guys in single-digit starts on the summer. Runner at second, nobody out. Ball and a strike on Will Baker. Flores looks to second, now to home. 1-1, called a strike on the outside corner. Baker doesn't like it, grinds his teeth. Flores gets ahead 1-2 on the Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket. Baker, a contact guy, just looking for a ground ball, something to get McClatty over to the third. Flores, the 1-2. Swing and a miss, he struck him out. A high fastball lit up the eyes of Baker, and Flores pumped in 96 right past him for the first out.
Yeah, big strikeout there for Flores. You know, the Brewster Whitecaps probably wanted to hit a ground ball right side there, fly ball in the outfield. Every run matters here in the postseason. Runner on second, nobody out, you got to get him to third, but Flores had other things in mind.
Jacob Lee digs in, one of the best players in Cape Cod. First pitch to him, swing and a miss. That's where Flores wants that fastball right in on the hands in the right-on-right matchup for strike 1. Flores has 3 different fastballs, a sinker, a cutter, and a four-seamer. He goes to the sinker 40% of the time, his favorite pitch. Runner at second with 1 out, the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss again. Started in with the fastball, now he goes high. Lee can't connect on both, and it's quickly 0-2 on the best hitter for the Whitecaps.
Yeah, you could go anywhere here. You could go low with the off-speed, go back to the high cheese.
Crowd getting into it early on. The 0-2 pitch, runner goes, pitch up and in, throw down to third, got him by a mile. Tucker Stockman hoses down McClatty, and there's quickly 2 outs with nobody on in the Brewster first.
Yeah, that was an interesting play there from Stockman. He had to avoid Jacob Lee, who was in the righty box, so he almost caught the ball, adjusted, and then still threw a dart over the third.
Stockman catching tonight. We asked Steve Englert. Said Stockman can play defense, one of the newer guys on this Mariner team. 2 outs with nobody on, a ball and 2 strikes to the hitter Lee. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Pitch in the dirt. Drop third strike. The throw comes from Stockman, and Flores sees the minimum in the first. No runs on one hit, nobody left on base, and we're off and running in the postseason. We'll be back for the second inning after this message. Start of the second inning here in Brewster, and it's brought to you by Milton Cat, proud to power the Cape all summer long. Milton Cat. Alongside Milo Hoffman, I'm Luke Brenneman. Milo, both teams go scoreless their first time up, and the M's have 5, 6, and 7 due up to start top 2.
A really good start for Jason Flores on the mound. He gave up that leadoff single, and Tucker Stockman threw him out a couple batters later trying to steal third. But 2 strikeouts for Flores, and his stuff is looking good.
Mariners had a base runner in the first. The leadoff man, Brini, drew an 8-pitch walk, and Harwich went in order after him. Jaxa digs in, the 6'6" DH for the M's this afternoon. First pitch coming from Brown. Outside, ball 1. Milo mentioned in the open that Blaine Brown, although he's been electric on Cape Cod, he's not a true pitcher, a two-way guy, and he's more of an opener this afternoon for Brewster. This could be his last inning. 1-0. Taken down and away. 2 balls and no strikes. We see a lot of fastball-heavy guys here, a lot of high-velocity guys like Brown, pumps it in there around 95, 96. It's all about command. Already 1 walk so far. Here comes the 2-0 to Jaxa. Swing and a foul tip caught by the catcher Lee. 2-1.
I don't see anyone warming up yet in the Brewster bullpen, but it's about that time where you maybe start looking down the left field line, see if anyone starts to get stirring.
2-1. In the dirt, not even close for ball 3. Peltier's on deck. Jaxa joined this team about midway through the summer, making his 17th start for the M's. This is game 41 of the summer and game 1 of the postseason. 245 hitter. 3-1 pitch on its way. Swing and a miss. That's a really good fastball. In the left-on-right matchup, Brown put it away from Jaxa, made the 6'6" DH reach for it, and the count goes full. Brown working quick. Comes home with the payoff pitch. Down and in, ball 4. Back-to-back innings for the M's offensively, where the leadoff man is aboard via a walk.
Yeah, it's a big-time at-bat for Jaxa right there. I like it. He took his chances with a 3-1 fastball that he thought he could handle. Came up empty, but still stayed composed and ended up working the wall.
That's just Jaxa's 4th walk of the summer. Jaxa, a qualified hitter. It's over 60 at-bats on Cape Cod. Peltier digs in, leadoff man aboard. Peltier rakes left-handed pitching. A Cape League All-Star. Here comes the first pitch to JP. Inside with the heat, ball 1. For the lefty Brown, he has now thrown 28 pitches. 15 of them have been for strikes. Not going to kill him, but already 2 walks early on. He's behind 1-0 to Peltier. Here it comes. Up and in, look out. Peltier stands still but leans back. Limboed out of the way. of an 83-mile-an-hour slider, and it's 2-0 to the Mariners' third baseman.
The M's are doing a good job of getting ahead in counts here. Now you have to take advantage.
Jaxa off of first, the 6'6" typical Harwich catcher does not run. 2-0. Inside, 3-0. Coates on deck for Harwich. You would love to get a 2-on, nobody-out spot in these early innings against the electrifying starter Brown. Coates hitting 7th tonight for Harwich, but don't be fooled. 265 hitter. It's Peltier for now. A 3-ball, no strike count. The pitch. Down low. Wow. Called a strike at the knees.
Yeah, Jacob Lee, the catcher, couldn't hold on to that one, but probably about knee-high there.
Rarely see a borderline pitch get dropped by a catcher, and you still get the call. Counts 3-1 on Peltier. Check on the runner at first. Jaxa's back standing up. That did not look like a comfortable move. Pulled the first baseman Harvey off the bag towards the second baseman to catch the ball. It was just a loft of a throw from Brown. But the battle for now is at the plate. Leadoff man aboard, nobody out. 3-1 count to Peltier. Here it comes. Inside, ball 4. Back-to-back walks to start the Mariners' second inning. And here comes Quentin Coates.
Now, really good stuff by the Mariners here. And, you know, Quentin Coates, not a guy that you would expect to bunt. He's a bigger guy. But first and second, nobody out. I mean, I think it's safe to say Steve's mind probably is going there just for a tick.
Coates is now called back to the dugout for Harwich, and the pitching coach for Brewster, Brian Del Rosso, is going to climb the hill along with the entire infield to talk to Blaine Brown. These are the chances, Milo, and so far this summer between Harwich and Brewster, Brewster has gotten the better of the Mariners 3 out of 5 meetings, but they've dominated them in the aggregate score. And if you get a chance like this early on as an underdog on the road, you're looking for your all-star Coates to come through.
Yeah, Coates, you know, has been very, very impactful so far this summer for the Mariners. Comes in with just 5 RBIs. One here would mean much more than just the single RBI to get the scoring started in Game 1 of a playoff series.
All right, it's just Brown left on the mound. He toes the slab, and now he looks in. First and second, nobody out, top 2. No score in Game 1 of the postseason between Brewster and Harwich. Quentin Coates, the hitter. Brown comes home with the first pitch. Taken for a strike at the knees. 0-1. Coates a 264 hitter, 5 runs batted in, 6 doubles for the M's. One of the best power hitters in college baseball all season. 28 home runs at the University of Cincinnati. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2 on Coates. The mission gets a little bit harder now in an 0-2 hole, Milo. Brown, a big punch-out guy. It's up to 10 of them in 4 innings pitched on the Cape. 2-strike pitch. Here it comes. Down in the dirt. That was a nice take. Another fastball. 3 consecutive heaters from Brown, and it's 1-2 on Coates.
Yeah, I think Brown will be mad at himself for that pitch because, yes, it was close-ish to the zone, but not too competitive. You can't be giving away pitches like that if you're Blaine Brown to a dangerous hitter like Coates.
Coates has seen a few. Can he time up the heat of Brown, or does he pull the string with the slider? The 1-2, swing and a foul straight back. He was on time there. 93 about belt high, and Coates is staying alive.
And just watching Coates in batting practice, it seemed like the ball was coming off his bat pretty well. Feeling good.
Peltier off of first, Jaxa off of second. There's nobody out. And top of the second inning. 1-2 pitch coming. Swing and a bouncing ball, foul just off the plate. Ricochets off the catcher, Jacob Lee. So unlike the first 2 at-bats where it was walk-walk, Brown is pounding the zone in this Coates AB.
Yeah, and I think Coates, his mindset has to be, get this ball in the outfield. Give Jaxa a chance to tag from second to third here and just have 1 out.
Want to get those runners over. No double play, no strikeout. 2-strike pitch, swing and a miss. Brown went to the slide piece, and it was a good one to fan Coates. His third strikeout of the start, and a big out number 1 in the top of the second.
That's that at-bat that maybe we'll think about later on in this game. First and second, nobody out, and both runners stay put.
The Mariners bring up the catcher Tucker Stockman. He's hitting 8th tonight for the M's, just his 10th start of the summer. He's 4 for 25 at the plate. First and second, 1 out. First pitch coming. Outside, the catcher Lee had to dive to catch it. A nice play, keeps the runners at first and second, ball 1. The stats on Brown, both college and Cape Cod, say he features the fastball 70% of the time. We've seen it more than that early on in this start. 1-0. Ball 2 outside.
And he's missing outside with that fastball. He has such a calmness about him on the mound. He's looking out towards the bullpen right now, taking a long walk on the rubber. It seems like he's just chilling, kind of, but, you know, obviously someone who throws very hard, and now he's calling for some medical attention, it looks like.
He is. The trainer is now out of the dugout. So is the manager, Jamie Shevchak. You know, you hope Brown's okay, Milo, but this is puzzling when Brewster had clinched the playoffs 2 weeks ago, and they have the second best staff ERA on Cape Cod. You go to a guy who's not a true pitcher to start game 1. He hasn't given up a hit, hasn't given up a run, but he's just kind of nonchalant out there. Definitely not matching the moment with his intensity, and not that he has to, but it looks like he might have an injury on his left throwing arm.
Yeah, it seems like they're looking at his left forearm, the left arm area, which is the last thing you want to be looking at if you're a pitcher. There is someone getting loose right now in the Brewster bullpen. I believe it's Ty Briscoe, left-hander out of Arkansas.
Briscoe has been up and warming for 5 to 7 minutes now. He started warming up before any of these Brown issues, and now he's coming out of the game. An inning and a third from the starter, Blaine Brown, and he exits in the top of the second. The 6'5 lefty looks quite upset walking off. The Mariners have him on first and second with 1 out, and Brewster going to the bullpen early in game 1 of the postseason. We'll be right back with the new arm on the Mariners Radio Network.
Try it, then buy it. Rent a new cat for up to 90 days. Then apply 100% of the rental cost to the purchase and save. The Milton Cat Rent to Purchase offer. Try it, then buy it. Go to miltoncat.com/RPO.
Reader's Hardwood Supply is a candy store for wood, whether you're a professional or an amateur. Reader's Hardwood Supply carries over 70 species of both domestic and imported lumber from around the world, displayed in over 300 self-serve bins for your selection. So for your next project, make it your masterpiece with stock from Reader's Hardwood Supply. The woods of the world are here at Reader's Hardwood Supply.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group. Protecting the possible.
Brewster goes to the bullpen. It's just the top of the second inning. Harwich has runners at first and second with one out. The hitter is Stockman. He's in a 2-ball, no-strike count. And Brewster forced to bring in Noah Thigpen, the righty out of Troy, because Blaine Brown, the starter, left due to an injury on his throwing arm. A big moment here and a tough spot for Thigpen. 2-0 the count on the Mariner catcher Stockman. Here comes the pitch. Down low, ball 3. One more pitch that could miss could walk 'em loaded for Harwich here in just the second inning. Kiriakoff's on deck. Thigpen trying to find the zone, the 3-0. That's right down the middle, called strike 1. Brown goes an inning and a third, no hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, responsible for Jacksaw off a second and Peltier off a first. 3-1 pitch. Here it comes to Stockman. Swing and a foul straight back. The count goes full. This would be awfully impressive from Thigpen out of the bullpen to battle back if he can get Stockman.
Yeah, this is a tough situation. Thrown just right into the fire.
Thigpen has appeared 5 times this summer, has only given up 1 earned run. Payoff pitch. Bouncing ball, shortstop side, Lambden the pitch for 1. The turn, it gets away from the second baseman Baker. The runner Peltier is out on the force play at second. Stockman into first, Jacksa into third. It could have been worse for the Mariners. And an at-bat for Kiriakoff, the 9-hole hitter, with men on the corners and 2 outs.
Yeah, that is a massive error there from the second baseman, Baker. It's hard to tell exactly what happened. Maybe lost it on the transfer, but it was a tailor-made 6-4-3 double play, and now Kiriakoff a chance.
Whether it's been control issues from the pitcher Brown or now maybe a defensive lapse in the second from the middle infield, can Harwich capitalize? Kiriakoff digs in, right on right, first pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. You always think with runners on the corners, Harwich might send that runner from first base. Probably not, though, because Stockman is the 6'2" catcher. 0-1. Popped up, first base side and out of play for strike 2. Thigpen has come in this game and thrown nothing but strikes. Kiriakoff is really going to have to fight here.
He's just pounded the zone.
Kiriakoff was batting in the top 3 of the Mariner lineup the last week or so of the regular season. What can he do in the 9 spot? 2-strike pitch. Got him looking right down the middle, called strike 3. Back-to-back walks to kick off the Harwich second, a strikeout, a ground out, and Kiriakoff leaves 2 on. He's caught looking. No score. We've played an inning and a half in Brewster. We'll be right back for the bottom of the second on the Mariners Radio Network. Bottom 2 here in Brewster. No score between the Mariners and the Whitecaps. 4, 5, and 6 coming up for Brewster. The big 6'4", 270-pound first baseman Dane Harvey digs into the left side. The Ohio State Buckeye will square off with the Mariner starter Jason Flores. Georgia Bulldog. Little football matchup here. Flores looks in, gets set, and comes home. First pitch taken outside, ball 1.
I'll tell you, Dane Harvey looks like he could play football.
Oh my gosh, he looks like he could play left tackle in the NFL.
Yeah.
Flores a bruiser on his zone, more stocky, 6'1", 240, righty out of Texas. Looks into Harvey. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That's called a strike. A really good cut fastball. Started away on the left-handed hitter. And the cutter, it runs just enough in to catch that back door, 1-1. Harvey a .230 hitter, 5 bombs, 19 brought in. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. That's 97 right past you. A ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, it's just pure power on power right now. If Harvey gets a hold of one, it could go wild. But Flores has that velo on the mound as well.
2-strike pitch. In the air, deep down the right field line. Larson all the way back to the wall. He caught it! Colin Larson robs Harvey of a bomb here to start the second. And the Mariner all-star outfielder continues to shine now into the postseason.
Wow, Larson all the way back to the wall. He leapt up, made the grab, and then he tipped his cap after making that grab. Oh my goodness. Oh.
Larson just 5'8", but he floats when he gets up. Was on time with the Harvey flyout, and there's 1 out. Schlotterbach the hitter. First pitch, call it a strike on the inside corner.
It's a play like that that is massive because it seems like Flores has the command right now.
I can't tell you how this playoffs is going to go, but I can tell you the Mariners have the best defensive outfield out of any team. 0-1, bounced foul, and it's quickly 0-2 on Schlotterbach. Harwich features Nico Brini in left, Kirikoff in center, Larson in right. All speedy guys, can cover so much ground, not scared to lay out up against the wall in the gap. Let's go all the way around the Mariner defense. Peltier at third, Smolinski at short, Kurland at second, Quentin Coates manning the first base bag. The battery between Flores, the starter, is Tucker Stockman behind the plate. He gives the sign for the 0-2 pitch. Got him looking. That's a beautiful slider from Flores. His 3rd strikeout in the first 5 hitters he's seen, and there's quickly 2 outs in the Brewster second.
Beautiful breaking ball right there. Just got him frozen. Normally Flores is a swing and miss guy. Fastball's atop the zone, but that one, a beautiful placed breaking.
Cash Strayer, the Florida Gator, digs in. Quickly 2 outs, nobody on in the Brewster second. Flores is in control right now. First pitch, check swing. Pitch was inside, no appeal. And now they do appeal. And the third base umpire, Jesse West, gives the Mariners what they were looking for. Strayer went around for strike 1. A lot of strikes so far for Flores. 22 pitches, 16 strikes. 0-1. Bouncing ball, shortstop side, into the hole. Smolinski on the backhand, and Strayer beats it out for an infield hit. It was a 2-hop throw from the Mariners shortstop. Strayer gets up the line, too good for that.
Yeah, Peltier was playing in on the play, close to the infield grass there. And a hopper left side, and Smolinski deep in the hole.
We've seen Smolinski make a lot of nice plays, but Strayer has way too much speed to even make that close. 2 hits in the first 2 innings for Brewster. Man aboard with 2 down, and Matthew Cash, the DH out of Jacksonville State, digs into the lefty box. Flores back to the stretch, comes home. Inside with 96. That'll wake you up. Ball 1.
How about this? You got Cash Strayer and then Matthew Cash back to back.
They're looking to cash in. Bottom of this Brewster lineup. 1 ball and no strikes. The pitch. Punched foul. Third base side. 1-1. Cash is just making his 2nd start of the summer. Cash Strayer off of first leads the team now in his 31st start. So you have the most seasoned Cash. And now you have new Cash.
Yeah, both good.
I don't know if these 2 Cashes are worth the same, but the cash in my pocket is worth the same.
That's what I was trying to go for.
Oh, it's been fun. 41 with you, Milo. Here we go. Game 1 of the postseason. 1 on with 2 outs. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Fouled off. Cash is late on another Flores fastball and a 2-strike count for the DH. Steve Englert, the skipper for the Mariners, has won 3 Cape League championships. Jamie Shevchak has won 2. Hasn't been here more than 10 years in the league. 1-2 pitch, runner goes from first, another foul ball off the hands, punch the other way from Matthew Cash. He just can't catch up to the fastball, but he's getting enough here.
Yeah, it's all fouls to the same part. Down that left field line a little bit late. Kind of an inside-out swing here. You wonder if Flores is going to vary up and go to the breaking ball, because Cash, the more he sees the fastball, the more comfortable he's going to get.
Can Flores put him away? Looking for back-to-back scoreless innings. 2-strike pitch. Swing and a miss. He pulled the string. Oh, that was nasty, the off-speed. 4 strikeouts for Flores in the first 2 innings, and we're scoreless from Stony Brook Field. The Mariners coming up in the top of the 3rd when we come back on the radio. We're off and running here in Brewster. No score in the East Division Series Game 1 of the Cape Cod Baseball League playoffs. We've played just 2 innings, and Harwich has the top of the order coming up to start the 3rd. Alongside Milo Hoffman, I'm Luke Brenneman. Milo, already a pitching change so far in this one for Brewster. Noah Thigpen came in to get the last 2 outs of the 2nd inning with runners on base, and he's back out there for the 3rd.
Yeah, and he did really well. He came in behind in the count, 2-0, and ended up bouncing back and not giving up any runs with a couple guys on. So a good start here for Thigpen out of the bullpen.
Brainy digs in. Nico kicked off this ball game with a leadoff walk and stolen base. Mariners have left 3 runners on in the first 2 innings. Still hitless so far. Brainy digs in. Thigpen works from the stretch, even with nobody on base. And the righty kicks and deals. First pitch, bunted right back to the pitcher, Thigpen. He fields with ease, pitches to first. 1 pitch, 1 out. Brainy can't bunt for a hit.
Yeah, he's trying to get on. Second time we've seen Brainy do that. He started off the ball game trying to bunt back. Probably down the 3rd baseline and get a chance to beat it out. But that one just right back to the pitcher. Easy play.
If you had to choose a player of the game in a scoreless ball game through 2 innings, it would be this guy right here. Colin Larson robbed a home run defensively in the bottom of the 2nd. He's up with 1 out. First pitch to him, called a strike on the outside corner. Thigpen, different from the starter Brown. He features a couple of different pitches. A fastball, a cut fastball, a changeup, and a curveball. 4-seamer comes in at 92. The 0-1, breaking ball misses away to the lefty Larson, 1-1. Larson struck out his first time up. Had a couple different insights about the Brewster bullpen and how they're going to handle this game pitching-wise. It might just be a new guy every inning. The 1-1, cut on and miss for strike 2. That was the first look at a really good changeup from Thigpen.
Now you probably expect Thigpen to eat up maybe, this inning, maybe the next. No one warming up right now. And if you go a different guy every inning, that doesn't set you up well for a series.
2-strike pitch. Just a little bit outside, barely. Maybe too close for comfort to even take that one, but Larson gets the call, now 2-2. Smolinski on deck. You always want to set the table for him. Larson, a lot of pop individually as well. Thigpen toes the slab and comes home. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Went back to the changeup, this time in the dirt. He struck out Larson.
Yeah, really good pitch right there from Thigpen. Slider belting down in the zone. And a second out here in the third.
This is what Brewster wants at all times. 2 outs and nobody on, with the Mariners' best hitter, Ty Smolinski, stepping into the box. Right on left matchup. Harwich looking for their first hit. First pitch, down in the dirt for ball 1. Smolinski struck out in the first inning. The line ends on the starter Brown. Inning and a third, no hits, no runs, 3 walks, and that many strikeouts. 1-0. Outside, 2-0 on the Harwich shortstop. That slider looked similar to the one that Smolinski was caught looking on his first time up.
Yeah, and it's all about the adjustments here, moving forward.
2-0. Punched foul, third base side. It's now 2-1 on Smolinski. Curlin's on deck if we get there. Harwich finished the regular season as the 6th best scoring offense in the 10-team Cape Cod Baseball League. Number 6 in batting average as a team as well. 2-1 pitch. Up and away, 3-1. Smolinski has that type of pop where if you groove him something in a 3-ball count, he can put it in the seats. 6 home runs on the summer. At one point this summer was the solo leader in the Cape League in home runs. 3-1. In the air, into left center field. A long run for Kingsbury in center, but he tracked it down on the run to end the inning. A 1-2-3 third for Thigpen and the Whitecaps. We're going to the home half when we come back. No score between Harwich and Brewster. You're listening on the Mariners Radio Network.
If you're a Massachusetts resident and don't have a bachelor's, you could be attending 4Cs for free, all while preparing for careers that actually move you forward. Aviation maintenance, nursing, dental, funeral service, we've got it all. capecod.edu/free.
Heading to Nantucket this summer? Skip the traffic and take to the skies with Cape Air. With convenient flights from Norwood to Nantucket, you can start your vacation sooner without the hassle of traffic. That way you spend more time relaxing and less time getting there. Experience the Cape Air difference and book your next flight today at capeair.com. Let Cape Air be your wings in the Northeast.
iOS, Android, and Smart TV.
A slow start for both offenses in Game 1 of the postseason. Bottom of the third inning, Brewster steps in. They have 8, 9, and 1 coming up. Jake Lambden, the shortstop out of Duke, digs into the right side. The Mariners starter Jason Flores has given up a hit in each inning, but he is scoreless with 4 punch-outs. Right on right. First pitch coming. Up high, all the way above the head of Lambden for ball 1.
And 9 combined strikeouts between these two teams so far.
A lot of swing and miss. You get that in Game 1s everywhere. Teams throw their aces. A lot of strategy. Day off yesterday. 1-0 pitch. Called a strike about letter high. 1-1 on Lambden. Lambden in his 26th start of the summer for the Whitecaps. Right-handed hitter, hitting 162, 1 home run, 9 runs batted in. 1-1. Foul tip back into the screen, a ball and 2 strikes.
This is excellent from Flores, just getting ahead, pounding the strike zone. That was an uncomfortable swing right there from Lambden.
Flores yet to lose a batter on ball 4 so far, has issued 8 walks in 15 innings coming into this start. It's really hurt him specifically as a starter, though. Not so far today. The 1-2, up and in. Lambden gets out of the way. Pitch would have hit him. Flores lost control of that breaking ball. Evens the count. Flores has been dialed in. 31 pitches so far, 23 for strikes. 2-2 count to the leadoff man in the third. The pitch, just a little bit too high. That's a really good fastball, but Lambden laid off. Count goes full.
Yeah, good take right there. Fastball, a little bit of two-seam action, belting back into the zone.
Flores set for the payoff pitch. Big righty, kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That's 5 of them so far for Flores. Leadoff man down in the third.
Yeah, make it 3 of the last 4 hitters he's faced strikeouts. And you get the feeling that he's just feeling good on the mound because in payoff pitches and 3-ball counts, he's still going to that breaking ball, still feeling confident on the hill.
And it's right there where he wants it, where it's on the corner or the breaker like that pitch dives away into the dirt. Hunter Kingsbury, the hitter. First pitch to Kingsbury. Bouncing ball first base side. Coates, it went through his legs. It's down the right field line. Kingsbury can smell extra bases, and he's into second base. I mean, directly through Quentin Coates' legs. He charged the ball, then he stopped, and the misdirection completely threw him off. He shakes his head, but here come the Whitecaps with a man at second base and 1 out, the top of the order coming up.
Yeah, it's shades of Bill Buckner in the 1986 World Series, just straight through the legs down the first baseline. I think Coates had to charge that one and field it sooner. He let it eat him up, and then it trickled through his legs.
Tristan McClatty is the hitter and the top of the order for the Whitecaps. Mound visit from the catcher Tucker Stockman. That's an error on the Mariners' first baseman Quentin Coates, and sometimes errors just put men at first base. This time it's a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, it's the last thing you want, and Flores has been in such a groove. You hope he can get back to it.
McClatty's 1 for 1. Single to right field on a laser of a line drive off of Flores, his first time up. He's ready from the left side. Flores set from the stretch. First pitch on its way in the dirt for ball 1. Brewster hitting .260 for average with runners in scoring possession. That's in the middle of the Cape Cod Baseball League, number 5. Flores comes home with the 1-0. Up high, nowhere near the zone, now 2-0.
This is what you wanted to avoid. He was in such a rhythm, but now runner on second, different mindset.
The runner at second, you really want to go after McClatty and Baker, who's next, because Jacob Lee and Dane Harvey are after them. 2-0. Fastball misses down low. 3 consecutive pitches missed to Tristan McClatty out of Clemson. First base is open. It would bring back the double play, but just the bottom of the third in this game. You want to limit base runners, keep that pitch count down. 3-0. McClatty shows bunt. Pitch is a strike, now 3-1. Showing bunt was no more than hoping Flores would miss, trying to throw him off for ball 4.
And Flores up to 37 pitches on the day so far. Pretty good.
Starters limit for Harwich has been around 75 this summer. Flores making his 3rd start. 3-1 pitch, swing and a foul tip. The count goes full on McClatty, and Flores has battled back. This could be a big spot. If you get Baker up with 2 outs, you'll live with that. You don't need first and second or maybe more with Jacob Lee, an MVP candidate, who's in the hole. Payoff pitch. Line drive, center field. Kirikoff comes in. He makes the catch. And Kingsbury is forced to stay put at second base. You'll take that. 2 outs.
Big, big out. And even if Kingsbury did go to third base, it wasn't the end of the world. But Kirikoff came in on a nice glide and threw to third base, preventing the tag.
Number 9,
A big two-out at-bat for the second baseman, Will Baker. Baker struck out his first time up. Runner at second, Hunter Kingsbury. He reached all the way to second on a one-out error from the Harwich first baseman, Quentin Coates. 2 outs, runner in scoring position, bottom of the third in Game 1 of the East Division playoff series. First pitch to Baker. Called a strike. Flores brings it all the way down to 74 on that curveball. It lands center cut, and Baker had no idea that Flores even had it in his arsenal. That's just the second time we've seen it tonight. Flores comes home with the 0-1. Fastball at 93 paints the corner, a called strike 2.
What do you go to here?
You can go wherever you want. Flores likes the cut fastball. He might just blow him away. 2-strike pitch. Here it is. In the dirt. Baker says it hit him in the left foot, and the home plate umpire, Will Bowers, disagrees.
And you rarely see this on a close play, and now he calls in the 2 umpires. Baker said right away it hit him on the foot.
Said, what are you talking about? It hit me in the foot. Baker is Australian, so he has an accent.
Yeah, I heard it. You hear it? We're close enough.
Now all 3 of the umpires, Stephen Williams at first, Jesse West at third, Will Bowers, the crew chief, at home plate. They all talk about it, and they say, ball 1. It did not hit you, Baker. He is smiling sarcastically. He's going to dig back in for another 2-strike pitch.
He's got a real smile.
Baker knows who's on deck. He wants Jacob Lee to get an at-bat, but he's got to get on for that to happen here. Kingsbury off of second base, a lot of speed over there in scoring position. 1 ball, 2-strike count. The pitch. Bouncing ball, first base side, another tough one for Coates. He scoops on the run, touches the base in time to retire the side. No runs on no hits. An error by the Mariners' first baseman Coates leaves a runner stranded in scoring position. No score through 3 innings between Harwich and Brewster. We'll be right back on the Mariners Radio Network.
Back here at Stony Brook Field as we go to the 4th. Still no score, Mariners and Whitecaps. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 in the Harwich lineup coming up. And JP Pelletier slated to hit 3rd in this inning. And our sideline reporter, Lily Reisenweber, has more on JP. Lily?
Thanks, Milo. Yeah, JP has had an impressive season. He's played in 35 of the 40 regular season games and has a 195 batting average. I had a chance to talk to him before the game, and he said, headed into the postseason, it's a new slate. It's a brand new season. You play like it's the last game. And he said they have a really good group of core guys who have been here, and Stevie does a good job of bringing everyone together.
Thanks so much, Lily. Steve Englert, the Mariners manager, who is in his 28th season. Pelletier has been here since day number 1. And now he's trying to make an impact with Harwich here in the playoffs. The cleanup hitter and right-handed guy, Cade Curlin, the second baseman, is up. And it's still Noah Thigpen on the hill for Brewster. The starter, Blaine Brown, went just an inning and a third. Sort of an opener situation for him. He got injured, though, came out a little preemptively, and now Noah Thigpen, ever since, has been money for the Whitecaps.
I love when a game 1 of a series that's more than just a do-or-die game starts tight early on, because strategy is so important here. If one team jumps out to a big lead, then you kind of know where you're going to go. You're going to hold it on the lead, or you're maybe going to punt. Here we got a tight 1 through 3.
The righty's pitch. Breaking ball down in the dirt, and it's 1-0 on Curland, who popped out to first base. That was back in the first inning. Hitting .238 so far this summer through 40 games. Pair of home runs, 15 RBIs for the LSU product. Here's Thigpen's 1-0. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. I don't know if you noticed, but Thigpen, he brings out his tongue before each pitch. It's almost like a lizard. Like, you know, I'm looking at it right now. See, he's like a lizard on the hill. I don't know if that's a superstition thing or, yeah. The 1-1. Upstairs on a breaking ball at 83 miles an hour, and it's 2-1.
I mean, all of these guys have their own little dances and superstitions. I think that's just a routine thing.
Yeah. Licking his lips and coming set at the belt. He deals the 2-1. Curlin rips it. Caught by the third baseman Schlotterbeck. He had to leap in the air, almost froze midair. And it was down the left field line if it got over his head, but instead a line out to third and one gone.
Yeah, we've seen Curlin scorch some balls down the third base line. That one was caught a little bit more on the handle of the bat, in on the hands. And it hung up just enough, kind of a humpback liner right into the mitt of Schlotterbeck. He did have to jump to catch it.
If it got by him, it maybe would have been a double. Instead, here's the one-out hitter, Jaxa. He takes a fastball strike on the outside corner at 90 miles an hour. It's 0-1 on the Oregon DH today.
Chatham with an early 3-1 lead through 3 innings at YD.
Over at Red Wilson Field, the 0-1 is tapped foul slowly towards the Brewster dugout. It's quickly 0-2. Angel Cervantes started for Chatham. He's been one of the best, if not the best pitcher in the Cape so far this summer. And they're winning, like Luke just said, 3-1, top of the 4th. Thigpen set, and he fires. Breaking ball way downstairs. It's 1-2.
Almost feels like Chatham is the favorite to come out of the East this year. They're the number 4 seed out of 4 teams, but they're playing the best baseball at the end of the summer. Sometimes people say that star power will drive you in the playoffs. Armani Guzman already a home run. Cervantes off to a nice start on the hill.
The 1-2. Jaxa swings and misses at a slider outside. Strike 3, and there's 2 away.
Thigpen is dealing right now. That's now 7 up, 7 down since coming into this game. Remember, he came in with 2 on and just 1 out in the second inning. It makes you wonder why he didn't start the game.
Yeah, it's an interesting mindset always going with the opener because, yes, if he doesn't go as long as you would expect it, you can make the argument that you're prepared to go early to the bullpen, but Brown did come out injured. Here's the righty Peltier. Fastball clips the outside corner for a strike at 91 miles an hour, and it's 0-1. You just heard Lily Reisenweber, our sideline reporter, talk about J.P. Peltier. She talked to him before the game. Playoffs is a brand new start for everyone. The 0-1. There's a strike on the outside corner, 0-2. Peltier, a 195 hitter, but he has grinded all summer long, been here since day one. He's played one of the best third bases in all of the Cape. Down in the count, 0-2. Here's the pitch. Popped up, foul down the first baseline and way out of play. Peltier going to Kentucky for this upcoming collegiate season as he stares down his half beige black back. Twirls it a few times in the righty box. Infield played straight up. There's the 0-2. This is down and away with a breaking ball, and it's 1-2.
I think that the team who has the most 2-out hits in the Cape League playoffs will jump out as a team who makes a run. Who will not just give up an inning? Who will keep fighting, try and make something happen? A spot here for Peltier.
Long pause and the 1-2. Check swing on a slider downstairs. He did not go. Nice leave by Peltier, and it's 2-2. It's interesting you say that. Brewster comes in the worst 2-out hitting team in all of the Cape with a 201 batting average. Harwich at number 3 with a 245 clip.
Can really cap off a rally with a 2-out hit.
The 2-2, a breaking ball tapped behind home plate foul. Peltier spins after making contact with that one, and the count's still 2-2. No score, Brewster and Harwich, top of the 4th in game number 1 of the division series here in the Cape Cod Baseball League playoffs. So glad you're tuning in. Been with us all summer long. Game number 41 and the start of what the Mariners hope to be a long playoff push. Thigpen set. Here's the 2-2. Strike 3 called, a fastball on the outside corner, and Peltier is rung up. Mariners go down 1-2-3 in the top of the fourth. Still no score. Ems and Brewster as we go to the bottom of the fourth on the Mariners Radio Network.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Life can be full of surprises, but Eastern Propane and Oil is always just a call away. With a local team member available 24/7, we're always ready to support you when you need it. With an Eastern Propane and Oil technician on the way, your family's comfort is our priority. Our local team, over 500 strong, ensures your home is comfortable and warm. Eastern Propane and Oil, a local team with 24/7 service and delivery, ensuring comfort when you need it most.
Welcome back to Stony Brook Field as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Still no score. Mariners and Whitecaps in game number 1 of the East Division first round of the playoffs. It's a right-on-right matchup to begin the frame. 2, 3, and 4 in the Whitecap lineup, and Jacob Lee starts things off. Still the righty Flores on the hill. He kicks and comes home. A breaking ball runs inside, and it's 1-0 on Lee. This is the heart of the Whitecap lineup. Jacob Lee, Dane Harvey, and Dylan Schlotterback. Here's the 1-0. Fastball misses outside at 94 miles an hour, and the count is 2-0 on Lee. Struck out back in the first. One of 5 strikeouts to this point for the righty starter in Flores. He spins the 2-0. Upstairs, an easy take for Lee, and it's 3-0. Lee with 7 home runs, the second most in the Cape so far this summer. 24 RBIs. The 3-0. Misses outside, a 4-pitch walk here to begin the bottom of the fourth. And that's the first walk of the night for Jason Flores on the hill.
Yeah, it's really tough to see Lee ever, but Lee is a guy who still leads this team with 40 strikeouts, so you want to challenge him a little bit more than just a 4-pitch walk. And early on in this game, you get the feeling that Brewster has been coming a little bit more than Harwich. Harwich no hit through 4. Brewster's had a runner on in every single inning of this ball game. Now a tough spot.
Here's the lefty Dane Harvey pitch. There's a strike on the inside corner, a breaking ball at 87 miles an hour. Last time up, Dane Harvey hit a fly ball deep to right field, and it was robbed by the Mariners' right fielder. There's the 0-1. Harvey swings and foul tips it into Stockman's glove, and it's quickly 0-2. Flores really pulled the string there, a 75-mile-an-hour curveball.
Yeah, that is completely new to his arsenal. Even on his data that we get from the TrackMan interns, that pitch is not on it.
He stares down and fires. Swing and a miss. Slider at 77. Down and in, and there's 1 away.
They let the scouts sit directly behind home plate at just about every Cape League ballpark, and if you sit behind home plate, it does do it justice how much these breaking balls and even fastballs move certain directions. The ride, the run, the rise. You can see Flores stuff moving from off-center early on in this start. That one started at the knees and just nose-dove right into the dirt for strike 3.
The pitch is flied in the air, right center field. Larson charges in. He shades the sun, and he makes the one-handed grab for the second out here on the bottom of the fourth. and Lee retreats back to first.
That is exactly the way that Flores and the M's are looking to bounce back. You start the inning with a 4-pitch walk, not even competitive. You strike out the cleanup man on 4 pitches, and then in 1 pitch, you get Schlatter back on a lazy fly ball to right field. You feel like if you can get out of this, which you like your chances, just a runner off of first with 2 outs, Strayer the hitter, a good one. Might see some emotion from Flores just knowing that he's really in a groove early on.
He wobbles and comes set and fires. Tapper slowly third base side. Peltier waits on it, fields, throws across in time. So after the leadoff walk to Jacob Lee, Dane Harvey strikes out, Schlotterbeck flies out, and Cash Strayer grounds out. We head to the 5th, still no score, Mariners and Whitecaps on the Mariners Radio Network. We head to the 5th here at Stony Brook Field. Still no score between the Mariners and the Whitecaps. Harwich still looking for their first hit of the ball game. And a reminder that Eastern Propane and Oil is proud to recognize our hometown heroes throughout the Cape. If you are active duty military, a veteran police, fire, or EMT personnel, you are eligible for a discount. It's still the righty Noah Thigpen on the hill for the Whitecaps. He came in to the ball game in the 2nd inning, and he's been nothing but brilliant so far. 4 strikeouts for the reliever, and he deals to 7, 8, and 9 in the Harwich lineup, starting with the righty Coates. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swing and a miss. Coates jumps after taking that hack, and it's 0-1.
If you just look into the box score of this game, it would tell you that Harwich has had no opportunities, no hits. Brewster's gotten a free pass on the Mariners' air defensively from the hitter now Coates, but Harwich has had chances because of the walks.
The 0-1. Coates takes a fastball down the middle for a strike. 0-2. Yeah, Harwich left runners on in both the 1st and 2nd innings.
Harwich had 1st and 2nd, nobody out to start the inning. They went strikeout from Coates, ground out Stockman, strikeout Kirikov.
Pitch, swing and a miss. Coates down via strikeout for the 2nd time today. And there's 1 gone in the top of the 5th inning.
Got him on 3 pitches. Coates now 0 for 2 with 2 punch outs. That's 3 consecutive strikeouts for Thigpen. He has not allowed a base runner since coming into this game. He has now gone 9 up, 9 down with 5 strikeouts.
Up to 36 pitches is Thigpen, and now he deals to the Harwich catcher Tucker Stockman. The pitch. Fouled back. A nice hack from Stockman, the righty, and it's 0-1. Good crowd on hand here at Stony Brook Field. It took a little bit for everyone to file in. Early start time, 4 o'clock. Normally it's 4:30 here without the lights at Stony Brook Field. The 0-1. Fastball clips the outside corner for a strike, and it's 0-2. And Thigpen continues to command the zone.
I mean, he is pounding the zone with whatever he wants, and when he's gone to stuff that Mariners have offered at, it's been soft.
0-2. Chopped foul behind home plate. No shift on the righty Stockman in the box. Now, just as I say that, the third baseman Schlotterbeck backs up nearly on the outfield grass, and everyone shifts a step or two to the right.
Stockman loves to pull the baseball. He tries to pull the ball.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Slider left downstairs. Nice scoop there by Jacob Lee, the catcher, and it's 1-2.
We were talking about the crowd. You're right. It took them a little bit to get here. Kind of felt dead around first pitch for a playoff game. I mean, not everywhere can be Harwich at 7 o'clock, but I have never seen Cappy's Pavilion out there in center field be that full.
It's packed. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. A slider downstairs. 4 strikeouts in a row for Noah Thigpen, and there's 2 away.
6 of the first 10 hitters he's seen have struck out.
The center fielder from Kent
Thigpen
State,
is on
number
one in his first
Micah
appearance of the postseason.
Kurakov.
You can look at this so many different ways. Harwich went to their ace. Flores has done what he, I'm not going to say what you expect out of him. 4 scoreless has been electric, but you would think that if Flores gives you that, you might have a lead in this game. It's been a bullpen game early on for Brewster.
Starter Blaine Brown just went an inning and a third. The pitch is down and away to the righty Micah Kurakov. 1-0.
And when you play on the road, if you haven't scored through 5 innings, you're behind because Brewster's still due up in this 5th inning.
There's the 1-0. Kurakov cuts and misses. A breaking ball at 81 miles an hour on the outside corner. Micah smiles after that one, stares down his bat, readjusts, and steps back into the box with his yellow armor over his left shin. Here's the 1-1. Popped up, shallow right field, and the right fielder Strayer charges in, and he makes the play on a light jog to retire the side here in the top of the 5th. Another 1-2-3 frame from Noah Thigpen as we go to the bottom of the 5th. No score on the Mariners Radio Network. We head to the bottom of the 5th at Stony Brook Field, and still no score between the Mariners and Whitecaps. Alongside Luke Brenneman, I'm Milo Hoffman. It's 7, 8, and 9 in the Brewster lineup. The lefty DH Matthew Cash digs in, and it's still the righty starter for Harwich, Jason Flores, on the hill. He's been brilliant to this point, has allowed just 2 hits. Nods up and down, agrees on a call, kicks back, and he fires home. Outside with an 80-mile-an-hour off-speed, and it's 1-0 on Cash. Cash struck out back in the 2nd inning. One of 6 strikeouts for Flores on the hill this afternoon. Here's the 1-0. Slider catches the inside corner for a strike, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, that's been the difference tonight for Flores. Rarely do you see him start a guy out with a breaking ball. He does, and then he goes back to it after missing by a wide margin for a called strike.
Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball called to strike on the inside corner at 78 miles an hour. It was so slow that Cash almost adjusted mid-pitch and started to become off balance and was hopping all over the place. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. A nasty curveball on the outside part of the plate. 7 strikeouts for Flores, and there's 1 away.
So he goes changeup, curve, and the final curve, he brings it all the way down to 74. He's just floating that in there. And about halfway between the hill and the plate, the ball is losing everything it's got and just diving into the dirt. That's the 3rd strikeout he's got on that pitch. He's maybe thrown it 5 or 6 times total.
He's been efficient and effective on the hill. He deals to the righty, Landon. Oh, that hit him. Hit Landon on the left elbow. He has a guard there, so it seems like he's not too affected. He gets rid of his bat and jogs lightly over to first base. And there's a 1-out runner on here for the Whitecaps in the bottom of the 5th. Still no score.
Yeah, Flores is not going to be able to pitch until the next round if Harwich advances. And even if he starts slipping a little bit, I think you ride your righty out until he says he can't throw anymore. He is the best arm Harwich has, whether he was coming from the bullpen or starting the game like today. Want to go after the 9-hole hitter, Kingsbury, here.
The lefty digs in, and the pitch is a breaking ball down the middle, called a strike. 0-1. Flores up to 58 pitches on the day.
This is a guy who throws a fastball 71% of his pitches. Of his 3 fastballs combined, 71%.
The 0-1 is tapped foul right near us, hits the fence.
And I say that surprised because, Milo, you and I are seeing breaking ball, first pitch breaking balls.
It's a little get-me-over breaking ball that he's been going to, and it catches all the hitters off guard because they're gearing up for 95, 96.
You have to.
You almost double clutch when you see 70 out of the arm. Flores set. Checks back to first base, and Lambden slides in safely. Wind blowing out to left field here at Stony Brook. American flag in dead center. Luke talked about it. There's a lot of fans out at Cappy's Pavilion over in center field. Did not see that during the regular season. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. A breaking ball. Got him again. 8 strikeouts for Flores, and there's 2 away.
Win or lose, we need to ask him what that pitch is because we see a sinker, a cutter, a fat four-seamer. It's not one of those. It could be the changeup, but he only uses that 10% of the time, and the changeup bottoms out at 80. The pitches so far this afternoon are coming around 74 to 76, and there is so much bite in that breaking ball.
Check back to first again, and it gets by Coates, the first baseman, and Lambden skirts on up to second. Coates recovers, nears the Harwich dugout, and fires back in, but now Brewster with a 2-out runner in scoring position. And that's a play that could come back to haunt you. Top of the Whitecap lineup in Tristan McCladdy. He has one of the 2 base knocks for Brewster this evening.
Hindsight's always 20/20, but you struck out 8 hitters in your start. You're dealing with a 9-hole hitter, and now McCladdy. Throw strikes.
He fires home. Wrecking ball downstairs and a nice block off the chest protector from Stockman. It's 1-0. McCladdy 1 for 2, that single in the first, and then he lined out sharply to center field back in the 3rd inning. Just his 11th game played with Brewster this summer. 5 of the 9 players in the Whitecaps starting lineup have had less than 40 ABs. The 1-0 is a hard ground ball right side foul. Coates, the first baseman, gave it a look. Count is 1-1 on McCladdy. 0-0 Whitecaps and Mariners in the bottom of the 5th. The Harwich starter, Jason Flores, is still going strong. 8 strikeouts on the hill. Already has 2 in this inning. He checks on second and comes home. This is outside with a 77-mile-an-hour off speed. This is game number 1. Game number 2 will be tomorrow, 6 o'clock first pitch at White House Field. Over in Harwich, the 2-1. Breaking ball cut on and missed. It's 2-2. McCladdy after that, we're close to him, about 20 feet behind him. You could see his facial expression almost signaling, what is that? Phew. Right past him. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, runner on second. Flores long pause. Then he fires home. Fouled back, a fastball up to 94 there.
This almost feels impossible to hit because he's pulling out this pseudo ball, something nobody's ever seen. He struck out 4 of his 8 punch-outs with that pitch. It's 76 miles an hour, and he just threw a fastball about letter high 94 right on the top of the zone. Credit to McClatty. He's able to fight it off foul and live another day. But it's the mixing and matching right now that's really going Flores' way. I don't care who the hitter is. All of them are having trouble with it.
The 2-2. Breaking ball downstairs, and Stockman keeps it in front of him beautifully. He recovers on the infield grass. So the count is now full on McClatty. He's working himself an excellent at-bat. The 7th pitch is on its way here from Flores as he steps off and touches behind the mound, picks up some of the rosin. Landon off of second. Flores set. There's the payoff. Breaking ball downstairs, an easy take there from McClatty. And so a 2-out walk here for the Whitecaps, and they have first and second in the bottom of the 5th, and Hunter Dilworth with his first mound visit of the day.
Yeah, I like this a lot. Dilly is such a casual guy. He's easy to talk to, and he just radiates calm energy. You look all the way back in the 2nd inning. That's the last time that Flores has given up a hit in this start. Only 2 hits. In the 3rd, it was the error from Coates. In the 4th, a base runner on a walk. In the 5th, now a hit batsman and a walk. So maybe the control is all over the place, but that's kind of what happens when you have the stuff that Flores does. 5 different pitches. He's going to mix and match. He's going to miss. So I think what Dilly's telling him right now is you've seen Baker, the next batter up right now for Brewster, 2 times. You've struck him out. He tapped out to the first baseman, Coates. Go after him. Trust your stuff. 8 punch-outs so far, and let's get off this hill with a scoreless game through 5. This is the best we've seen any Mariner starter look. Just dominance on the hill, but you got to be able to stamp it in the postseason, a tight game in the middle innings.
Last time Will Baker was up, he thought he got hit by a pitch and ended up not getting the call from Will Bauer, the home plate umpire, and ended up grounding out to first like Luke was just talking about. Now he has a big scoring opportunity, first and second for the Whitecaps. 2 away, bottom of the 5th, still no score here in game number 1. Flores peers in, and he comes set at the belt. Runners take their leads. Here's the first pitch. Outside with an 87-mile-an-hour changeup, and it's 1-0. A strikeout in the first for Baker, and that ground out in the 3rd, 0 for 2. A .237 hitter this summer in 11 games. The 1-0 is taken for a cold strike on the outside corner, and it's 1-1.
So we're seeing a lot of this. First pitch cutter from Flores misses. Second pitch, another cut fastball where he's doing the 1-2 punch as the same pitch, but he's mixed it up each batter.
He's ready for the 1-1. What does he go to here? The pitch. A slider that misses outside at 77. He tried to backdoor it. It's now 2-1.
Trust your stuff. Got to go after Baker here. 9 for 40 at the plate. You got the league MVP potentially looming on deck.
Lee is looking dangerous in the on-deck circle. The 2-1. Inside. It's 3-1. Breaking ball that missed at 78. Jacob Lee on deck has 7 home runs, second most in the Cape. 24 RBIs this summer. That leads the Brewster Whitecaps. 3-1's the count. Flores set. He fires. Misses inside with a fastball at 93 miles an hour. And the bases are loaded for the Whitecaps here in the bottom of the 5th.
What the playoffs are all about, Milo. Good on good. You got Flores in his best start of the summer, the new Georgia Bulldog, and a kid out of VCU has done nothing but dominate this summer in Jacob Lee. You're an out away from a tie game through 5. You're a swing of the bat away from Brewster with a 4-0 lead.
Jacob Lee, a couple check swings in the righty box. Flores still looking down at his wrist to get the sign. Long pause, and he fires. Lee takes inside on a breaking ball. Everyone on the top rail of the dugout. Both sides, first baseline for the Mariners, third baseline for the Whitecaps. Bases are loaded full for the Whitecaps here in the bottom of the 5th, no score. Flores fires. Fastball swing and a miss at 94 miles an hour.
Lee struck out on a Flores fastball the first time he was up in the opening inning. He's been late on the four-seamer. That one came in at 94.
Everyone's ready for the 1-1. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, a slider outside, and it's 1-2. Lee so far this summer, a .343 hitter with runners in scoring position. 12 for 35. He has 2 home runs in these scenarios as well. Peltier, the third baseman, hugging the line. Here's the 1-2. Strike 3 called. Fastball at 95 miles an hour, and Flores is pumped as he dances off the mound. The Whitecaps strand, the bases loaded, and we still have no score as we head to the 6th. We'll be right back on the Mariners Radio Network. We head to the 6th here at Stony Brook Field. Still no score, Mariners in Whitecaps in game number 1 of the divisional round here on the Cape League playoffs. And a reminder that Netting Pro Stadionic is the official netting and facility solutions partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. When it comes to netting and building iconic sports facilities, it's Netting Pro Stadionic, making sports facilities iconic. No score, Mariners and Whitecaps. We're here on the top of the 6th, and it's the top of the Harwich lineup with the lefty Nico Brini starting things off. Still the righty Noah Thigpen on the hill for the Whitecaps. He wobbles and comes set at the belt and fires. Fastball chopped on the ground to first. Harvey is there. He takes an easy hop, touches the bag himself, and there's one away.
Kind of got to reset here offensively. You're through 5 1/3. You're being no hit. But you take a deep breath. You go high five Jason Flores and you smile. You got to pick your starter up a little bit. Just need to start getting to Thigpen. Thigpen's been untouchable. Flores has allowed runners on but has worked out of it. Feels like on the road as an underdog, you got to be able to throw that first punch.
Here's the lefty Larson. He swings and fouls one. First base line out of play. 0-1 on Larson. A couple strikeouts for the Mariner right fielder today, but he did rob a home run. He took a long fly ball out to deep right field off of Dane Harvey's back. He's down in the count now, 0-1. Thigpen wobbles and fires. Upstairs with an 82-mile-an-hour breaking ball. It's 1-1. Just getting word, Chatham in game number 1 over at Red Wilson Field, the other series in the East Division, they take a 7-1 lead over the number 1 seed Whitey Red Sox. The 1-1. This is outside, and it's 2-1. Jason Flores, the starter for the Mariners, has pitched 5 innings. He's allowed just 2 hits, 9 strikeouts for the new Georgia Bulldog transferring over from Texas. Here's the 2-1. High and wide. A 90-mile-an-hour heater that misses, and it's 3-1.
I think something that Harwich might be able to rely on at this stage of the game was how did the Mariners' only 2 wins come against Brewster? in low-scoring pitchers duel. Both of the wins were by final scores of 2-1 Harwich.
The 3-1. Swing and a miss on a fastball center cut. 3-2. Larson unleashed there in a hitter's count. Yeah, you're right. The Brewster wins in this season series 13-0 on July 4th, 8-0 on July 8th, 6-2 on July 14th. They've dominated in their victories. The payoff. Strike 3 called, a fastball at the knees, and Larson spikes his bat after that call from home plate umpire Will Bowers. Colin Larson is not happy with the call. He takes a slow walk. Still not into the Mariner dugout yet. And the lefty Ty Smolinski is up now.
Will Bowers didn't like Larson's reaction whatsoever. A death stare as Larson went all the way back into the dugout, kind of reminding him, do not show me up or I will toss you.
The pitch. There's a strike at the knees. 0-1. Ty Smolinski, another guy who was not a fan of a Will Bowers strike 3 call. That was back in the first inning.
He didn't like that call either. He looked around and grinded his teeth. The Mariners are fed up right now with the strike zone.
Thigpen fires. Fastball swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2.
Thigpen's dealing, though. This is his game. 7 punch-outs came in this game in the second inning. Has not given up a base runner. The kid is perfect so far, and he's about to pitch 4 innings out of the pen.
He looks home and pitches. Inside, Smolinski took a breaking ball. It's now 1-2 on Ty. Struck out in the first, flew out to center back in the third. He's been the Mariners' team MVP all summer long. .313 batting average, 6 home runs, 21 RBIs. All lead the squad. The 1-2 is a line drive caught by the shortstop Lambden. Off the barrel from Smolinski, but right at Lambden, who almost framed it like a catcher as it squeezed into his glove. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Still no score. Mariners still yet to have a hit this evening. We'll be right back on the Mariners Radio Network. Welcome back to Stony Brook Field as we go to the bottom of the 6th in a nail-biting pitcher's duel here in game number 1 of the first round here in the Cape League playoffs. It's a new pitcher on the hill for the Mariners, taking over for the starter Jason Flores, TJ Zierman of Harwich, who's been a go-to guy all summer long for Steve Englert and company. But he's filling in some big shoes as Flores went 5 strong. The pitch is inside to the tall 6'5" lefty Dane Harvey. It's 4, 5, and 6 in the Brewster lineup. Zierman comes set at the belt, and he fires. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. 86 miles an hour off the hand of Zierman, and it's 1-1.
Harvey's definitely a fastball hitter. He wants the fastball, kind of gets caught lacking when he's out in front of those breaking balls. It's ugly.
0 for 2 today for the Ohio State product. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball that went about 56 feet, taken by Harvey, and it's 2-1. This summer, Zierman, a 3.32 ERA in 19 innings, 26 strikeouts, does have 14 walks. Sometimes the control can be an issue. He brings his teal glove to the chest and fires way upstairs. A breaking ball, and it's 3-1. Dane Harvey touches his black bat on home plate a few times with his Ohio State-themed shin guard. Open stance in the lefty box. Here's the 3-1. Oh, that hit him. Hit him right in that red shin guard. He limps a little bit as he goes down to unstrap it. And a leadoff hit by pitch here to begin the bottom of the 6th. And Harvey definitely has a little limp as he's jogging lightly over to first.
Just felt like a tree.
Ohio State, a football school. Dane Harvey definitely has the size to play football over there. We were talking about it earlier. Not just any football position, though. More of an offensive lineman.
And he's definitely beat up because if you get hit on that shin over there, there's just not much skin. It's just straight bone, a lot of nerves around there.
Quentin Coates, the Mariners' first baseman, is talking to him. He's holding him on. A big hole in the right side of the infield for the righty, Dylan Schlotterback. 0-0 the score, bottom 6. Zierman fires. There is a strike right down the middle, an 87-mile-an-hour breaking ball. And it's 0-1 on Schlotterback. The righty is 0 for 2, a strikeout in the second, and a flyout to right back in the 4th inning. Here's the 0-1. Outside, another off speed. Zierman hasn't gone to the fastball a whole bunch in his appearance so far. His fastball does go up to the mid-90s. See what he goes to here as he peels his glove to his chest. Here's the pitch. Fastball, there it is at 93, a strike on the outside corner, 1-2.
Yeah, way to steer the ship back into a 2-strike count after being behind the entire way before the Harvey hit by pitch. Just looking for that first out of the bullpen, shake off the nerves in the playoffs.
The 1-2, a chopper slowly, shortstop side, Smolinski field, steps on the bag, one, double clutch, throw to first, in time. 6 unassisted, double play, and just like that, there's 2 gone in the bottom of the 6th.
Double clutch, so high IQ. Looked at the runner, saw he had time, said, I don't need to throw this ball sidearm or on the run. I'll touch the base, I'll pump it once to gather, and then throw him out. Talking about Zierman getting that 1 out of the bullpen. How about 6-3, all Smolinski? Bases vanish, and you're an out away from going to the 7th inning of a tie game. Man, this is a battle. This is playoff baseball. It's fun, too.
It's an old-school pitcher's duel. Here's the lefty, catch Strayer in the box. Pitch. A breaking ball inside. Nearly hit him. Strayer stayed planted, though. 1-0. It's funny. Our game, a pitcher's duel, over at Red Wilson Field, it's 7-1 Chatham in the bottom of the 5th over YD. The A's, the number 4 seed in the East Division, are all over the top-seeded Red Sox. 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1.
Something that you just cannot do with this Brewster team is take a nobody-on situation lightly. Whether it's to kick off an inning or right here with 2 outs, Brewster leads the Cape Cod Baseball League with 26 home runs as a team.
The 1-1 is a fastball that clips the inside corner. It's 1-2.
Although Bowers has gotten a lot of grief from Harwich this afternoon, I think he's called a pretty clean game behind the plate. The strike zone has been pitchers friendly, but really consistent.
Zierman ready, the 1-2. This is outside, and the Mariners are not a fan of Will Bowers right now. Strayer with a nice leave on a fastball up to 96 miles an hour on the outside portion. And now it's 2-2 with 2 away in the bottom of the 6th. No score, Mariners and Whitecaps. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball inside. 81 miles an hour. So you go from 96 to 81. The first pitch on the outside portion, this one inside. Zierman is using all parts of the zone.
He's just a little too sped up there. He went from 1-2 to 3-2 way too fast.
Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, a breaking ball that got him. Zierman walks smoothly off the mound, and the Whitecaps go down in the bottom of the 6th. TJ faces the minimum after a big 6 unassisted double play. We head to the 7th, no score on the Mariners Radio Network. We've got a good one here as we go to the 7th in game number 1 of the East Division playoffs. 0-0, Whitecaps and Mariners. And it's still Noah Thigpen, the righty on the hill for Brewster. Out of the bullpen, he's pitched 4 2/3. He's been perfect with 7 strikeouts. Deals to 4, 5, and 6 in the Harwich lineup, still looking for their first hit. Pitch to the righty, Kurland. It's a swing and a foul tip right back. And it's 0-1.
Big Pen, an out away from 5 perfect innings in this game, and there's nobody warming up in the Brewster bullpen.
You really feel like the Mariners need to take advantage after their start from Flores. 5 innings, no runs, 9 strikeouts.
It's been better, though, on the other side.
Hard to believe. The 0-1. Kurland swings and misses. 0-2. The fastball only at 90 miles an hour, but it's got some zip to it right now. Some ride from that right side. As Thigpen looks down at his wrist, he gets the pitch sign. Comes set. He deals the 0-2. Low and outside. Thigpen wanted that one. He bounces on the mound. And it's 1-2 on Kurland, who's 0 for 2 today. A pop out back in the first to first base. And a line out to third back in the 4th. Here's the 1-2. Hard hit up the middle. Thigpen catches it. Now it squeezes out of his glove, recovers, throws to first, not in time. That'll be an infield single for Cade Kurland. First hit of the ball game for the Mariners. And their leadoff man is aboard here to start the 7th.
All right, that's all you needed. You bust out one in the infield for an infield hit. You break the no-hitter up, and now you go. Top of the 7th, leadoff man on, middle of the order. It's time for the Mariners to get to a guy. If Jamie Shevchuk is just now going to get a righty up and moving in that bullpen, make him pay for it. Thigpen's been great, but he can't go this long without sliding a little bit. His velocity has been down a few ticks.
Here's the righty, Jaxa. He shows bunt. He pulls back, at least they thought he did, and yes, he did. Stephen Williams, the first base umpire, says safe. Wow, I mean a 6'6" DH showing bunt. You got to take advantage with runners in scoring position. No runner in scoring position now for the Mariners, but they're trying to get Kurland there. There's the 1-0. Jaxa shows bunt again, and he fouls it back. I mean, this is a guy who's probably not used to bunting all too often.
Probably not once in his entire life. Where growing up when you're 6'6" and you have all the tools of this kid, you're the best player on every team you've been on. He's the #1 draft prospect out of all Oregon Ducks coming off his freshman season for future MLB drafts. But Steve Engler does not care. We're here to win in Harwich.
What does he do here? Shows bunt. And he gets it down first baseline. Harvey charges, gloves, bobbles it, and Jax is safe at first. The ball gets away. Curlin goes to third, slides in safely. The Mariners have runners on the corners with nobody out here in the top of the 7th. It was a bunt, and Harvey just couldn't handle it. It bounced out of his glove, and Jaxa, the 6'6" DH, is safe at first.
Multiple errors on that play. Harvey should have scooped it early on. Couldn't get it on 2 hops. It was a stab of a bunt where it came violent down that first baseline, caught Harvey off guard, and then the pitch, he had no chance. You got to put that in your pocket there. And now you got a real shot here for Harwich. The RBI king for about 70% of this summer, Peltier up. The entire infield's going to meet and talk things over. Brewster still just has one righty that's barely starting to stretch in the bullpen. Not even a catcher ready. It's up to Thigpen to get out of this. And Milo, they've had chances that have been maybe 50-50, could go either way. This one has got to go the Mariners' way in the 7th.
It's Peltier, the righty up. He's 8 for 41 this summer with runners in scoring position, has 2 home runs. Runners on the corners here for Harwich. It was a single from Curland off of Thigpen's glove, the pitcher. It trickled slowly towards the shortstop, but there was no throw. And a couple pitches later, a bunt single from Braden Jaxa down the first baseline. And then an error from the first baseman Harvey on the throw to third as Curland at third base safely. Peltier twirls his bat in the righty box a few times. Here's the pitch. He shows bunt, pokes it down the first baseline. Curlin comes home, and there is no throw. Curlin's safe. It's an RBI bunt single from Peltier, and the Mariners take a 1-0 lead in the 7th.
Oh, a little bit of small ball for the postseason from Steve Englert, and you can't do it any better than that. A bunt hit for an RBI. Everyone's safe. That's now 3 consecutive M's to reach, and this has been a delight to watch. A team getting no hit into the 7th inning, pulling out all the tricks for the first run of the game.
Here's the righty Coates. What does he do? Runners on first and second. He shows bunt. He pulls back and a pitch way inside. 1-0. Bunts galore here for the Mariners. After the single from Curlin, 3 straight guys showing bunt.
Harvey can't handle a bunt at first base. He doesn't know what to do, and the second baseman Baker doesn't know how to do the wheel play to cover either.
Pitch. Coach shows bunt, and he gets it down foul, third baseline. Harvey's charging in down the first baseline. The third baseman Schlotterback is also playing in. And this entire game has just flipped right now in favor of the Mariners. Everyone yelling what the count is. It's 1-1.
That was not a good effort to lay down a bunt from Coates. You're supposed to keep your backhand on the barrel when you bunt. He moved it.
Here's the 1-1. Doesn't show bunt. Instead takes a ball downstairs. Fastball at 90. And it's 2-1 on Coates.
A lot of Mariner fans standing up here. Heard a Let's Go M's chant right down this first base side. Raucous atmosphere in Brewster.
There's the 2-1. Coates chops it up the middle. Could be to Baker. It drops off of his glove and into center field. Jackson around third. He scores. A costly error for the Whitecaps. An inning of nightmares for Brewster, and it's 2-0 Harwich. Oh, that was tailor-made to be 2.
Tailor-made and a wicked hop. The short hop, it looked like. Baker was ready for an under-the-belt field and pitch to second. The bounce went all the way over his right shoulder into right center field. Nobody out, 2 already in, and first and third for Stockman. Jamie Shevchek's going to the bullpen. Milo, it's not pretty. It's not home runs, but it might just be Harwich Mariner baseball. This is when they've looked their best all summer, when they're doing the little things right.
Definition of small ball, and it's worked to perfection. 2-0 M, still runners on the corners, and nobody out in the top of the 7th. We'll step aside as the day is done for Thigpen right here on the Mariners Radio Network. The Mariners came into this inning being no hit. Now you look up at the scoreboard, and it's 2-0 M's. They have 4 hits and still runners on the corners with nobody out. New pitcher is the righty Zach Kamatz on the hill, 6'3" right-hander out of Oregon State. He was named the Brewster Pitcher of the Year this summer and was a Cape League All-Star. 1.20 ERA, and that'll tell you why. And there's a pinch runner for the Mariners over at first for Quentin Coates. It's Charlie Criscola, and this is exactly what we talked about with Steve Engler before the game.
Yeah, so Criscola won't play first base defensively for the M's. He'll run in this inning. Sean O'Leary will come in defensively. And it's kind of an even trade because Coates a really good hitter, but O'Leary's been really hot, hits .260, the same batting average. You'll do that to get another leg of speed on first.
The righty Stockman shows bunt. Criscola was dancing off first, retreats back to the bag. So 1-0, and I would expect Criscola to go here soon, if not this next pitch.
Yeah, you just want to make sure this bunt goes on the ground because the defense will really have no idea where to go. They keep crashing the first baseman Harvey on the bunts.
Corners are in. Pitch. Stockman shows bunt, pops it back foul, hits the screen. The last thing you want to do, like you said, is pop up a bunt, have Criscola off first, and it could be a double play. As the fans cheer here for the Brewster Ball Boy, it's all they've had to cheer about in this inning.
Get the bunt down, Tucker.
Kamat's set. And he fires. Stockman shows bunt. He pops it up. Caught by Harvey, the first baseman, but Criscola back to the bag at first. So it's exactly what the Mariners wanted to avoid, but luckily Criscola read it well and is back safely.
I think they're going to do it again with Kirikov, and that hurts. Stockman has been a heavy strikeout guy, too, so I think it's the right decision to ask him to bunt. I mean, heck, they asked Braden Jackson and J.P. Peltier to bunt in this inning, two of their best hitters. With Kirikov's speed, I think there's a 100% chance that he's bunting. And Kirikov's going to get it down.
Peltier at third. Criscola at first, the pitch. Kirikov doesn't show bunt, instead fouls it third baseline on the ground. It seemed like it was off of his left foot, and he's limping a bit. Big smile from Kirikov in the box. You kind of scratch your head if you're bunting with Stockman for a hit, it seems, or to bring the run home. Kirikov is one of the fastest players, if not the fastest player on the Mariners. The 0-1. Kirikov fouls it again off of his foot, and it's 0-2.
See, that really makes no sense. This is a .185 hitter. He's your best small ball player on the team. He's bunt for hits before this summer. And with Peltier with speed at third, Criscola yet to run from first base either.
Yeah, I'm shocked at that.
Got to put the ball in play.
The 0-2. Slider in the dirt, and it gets by Lee. Here comes Peltier, and he scores easily. Criscola up to second. It's 3-0 Mariners in the top of the 7th.
Put the pressure on the defense. This inning started with an infield hit, a Jaxa bunt hit, throwing air advanced the Mariners into scoring position, a Peltier RBI bunt hit, a Coates RBI hit up the middle. There hasn't been a single line drive to the outfield.
Let's go Harwich chance here at Stony Brook Field. 1-2's the count, one gone. Kirikov, the hitter of the pitch. This is outside, and Kirikov shakes his head. He knows that missed just barely, and it's 2-2. Criscola over at second base now. A single most definitely has a good chance at scoring him with his speed. Infield played straight up against the righty Micah. There's the 2-2. Oh, that hit him. It hit him on the hand, and Kirikov is in some pain. He wrings out his right hand and runs over to first base.
Got to be impressed by this team's ability to do nothing flashy tonight outside of Flores' absolute domination on the hill in the strikeout category. But they've stayed so mentally in the game, and they cheer for one another, and they pass the bat. Just doing the little things in this inning have been 3 runs, and the difference, and they're not done yet because you have the top of the order, and if you can cash in here, Milo, you put Brewster in some type of hole. Thigpen, their best bullpen arm, he's done for the series. Zach Kamatz probably A1, A2 compared to Thigpen in this bullpen.
I mean, he was the pitcher of the year for the Whitecaps.
Exactly, so they've emptied the tank, especially with Brown as their starter.
And so have the Mariners with Flores and Zierman, one of their best relievers. It's a big game 1, and now Harwich has a 3-0 lead. Brini, the lefty and leadoff man for the Mariners, is up. Pitch. Fastball drilled in the air to right field. Schreier towards the line, dives, and he makes the grab. He comes up firing to second. Criscola was off, but he's safe as he slides in safely. What a play from Cash Schreier, and there's 2 away.
Yeah, the Mariner fans really hope that if Brewster rallies late in this game, you don't turn and remember a Cash Schreier RBI saving diving catch in right field. We saw hate over there the last time these two teams played. Gold glove caliber outfielder. This Brewster team doesn't let many balls get down.
Here's the lefty Larson. Runners on first and second. The pitch. Larson pops it up foul down the third baseline. That was high off the bat and into the trees. 0-1. Larson 0 for 3 today with 3 strikeouts. 1 in the first, 1 in the third, and 1 in the 6th. Now he's up in the 7th with ducks on the pond. The 0-1 is a line drive on a hop to second base. Baker stabs, fields, and throws to first in time. A nice play from Will Baker. Hard hit off of Larson's bat. But that does it here in the top of the 7th. But the damage was done for the Mariners. 3 runs on 4 hits. 2 men left on base as we go to the bottom of the 7th. 3-0 Mariners on the Mariners Radio Network. We head to the bottom of the 7th here at Stony Brook Field. The Mariners went into the top half of the inning being no hit. Now Harwich on top 3-0 on 4 hits in the top of the inning. And it's still the righty TJ Zierman on the hill for Harwich, now with a lead. He deals to 7, 8, and 9. Pitch to the lefty. Cash is outside at 94 miles an hour. 1-0. Mariners have used just 2 pitchers to this point. The starter Flores went 5 innings. Zierman in his 2nd inning of work. The pitch way outside, and it's 2-0. And the last thing you want to do is give Brewster any sense of hope in this inning.
Yeah, you have got to throw strikes. A 3-run lead. You're 9 outs away from stealing game 1 on the road.
2-0, way upstairs. This one not even close, and it's 3-0.
I'm looking down the Mariners' pen, and their pitcher of the year, Brian Matachat, is not getting loose. Zierman has been a guy who's given Harwich great length out of the bullpen, but I think to lock in a game 1, maybe you get someone up and moving just in case.
3-0, upstairs, and a 4-pitch walk to Matthew Cash here to begin the bottom of the 7th, and the last thing you want to do if you're the Mariners.
Yeah, Zierman hit the first batter that he saw, and now Cash is able to walk. You just can't give up base runners that easily. A 3-run lead, and you do it on 4 pitches to start an inning. This is the inning that Brewster wants to fight right back. Okay, Harwich, you threw a 4-hit punch. Now we have to do the same. A free pass is not a good rebuttal.
Pitch as the righty Lambden shows butt, pulls back on a strike inside. Peltier, the third baseman, was chugging down the line in case he got that down. You mentioned Zierman hit Harvey to begin the 6th, but after that, Dylan Schlotterbeck rolled into a double play. Here's the 0-1. Fouled right back, just underneath it. It's quickly 0-2. A double play here would do wonders for the Mariners. Landon just trying to stay alive here at Stony Brook Field. Down in the count, 0-2. Zierman checks on Cash over at first base. Everyone ready for the 0-2. Here's the pitch. Curveball in the dirt. Nice block by Stockman. He pinned it to the dirt in between his legs, and it's 1-2.
I think Zierman is going to flourish, feeling the lead that he has. Sure, you give up the walk, but he gets ahead 0-2. You can waste pitch with the 0-2. What are you going to do to the 8-hole hitter now that he's seen one?
The 1-2. Breaking ball hit hard to shortstop. Smolinski there. Shovels the second one. On to first. In time. Double play. Deja vu for T.J. Zierman. In the last inning, he hit Harvey. Then a double play. This inning, he walks Cash. And a 6-4-3 double play to erase any type of threat.
The strikeout numbers might blow you away for Mr. Zierman, but it's all about the soft contact, and that middle infield connection might just be second to none defensively in this league.
Here's the lefty Kingsbury, takes down low. 1-0. Zierman up to 96 right there.
The turn from Curlin, the most important part of that double play. His back to the first base bag puts all of his effort into the throw.
1-0. There's a breaking ball that clips the outside corner. 1-1.
And that's what it took. Lambton, a lot of speed, has stolen 8 bases this summer. Shortstop, he can run. Able to turn that thing in a hurry.
The 1-1. A breaking ball outside. 2-1. We were talking about it before the game today. Curlin just has arm strength. He leans into every throw over at second base. Showed it off there. 2-1 pitch is a strike on the inside corner. And it's quickly 2-2. So 3 minutes ago, it was a 4-pitch walk to Matthew Cash, and Brewster thought a rally was starting. Here's the 2-2. Fouled right back. Kingsbury stays alive. And all of a sudden, the Whitecaps are on the verge of being set down after Zierman faces the minimum. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone, 3-0 Mariners, bottom 7. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss! Fastball high and wide, and he got him down on strikes. So Zierman does face the minimum, and it's 3-0 Mariners over the Whitecaps as we go to the 8th here in game number 1, and right here on the Mariners Radio Network.
Harwich leads Brewster 3-0 after 7 innings. It's the first round in the East Division series of the Cape Cod Baseball League playoffs, and the Mariners have the lead in Game 1. For more on this matchup last summer, we send it to our sideline reporter, Lily Reisenweber.
Thanks, Luke. Yeah, this series is almost the complete opposite of last year's East Division semifinals. Last year, Harwich was second in the East, and Brewster was third. Harwich won in Game 3 at home with a walk-off bunt. This year it's the opposite. Harwich is third. Brewster is second. Harwich is definitely the underdog, not looking like that in this game. But we will play at White House tomorrow, and if Game 3 is necessary, we will be back here at Brewster.
Thank you, Lily. And it's funny, Harwich took the series last summer with a bunt. Smolinski digs in, first pitch swinging and a miss, strike 1. And it's all about the bunt hits in the 7th inning for the Mariners in 2026. 4 hits in the 7th. The Mariners throw the first big punch of this one. They lead by 3. The 0-1, another fastball from Kamatz, called strike 2, about shoulder high on Smolinski. He's quickly down in a hole. Kamatz working quick. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on 3 pitches. Brewster has handled Ty Smolinski well tonight. He's 0 for 4. But the M's still lead by 3.
Second baseman from LSU.
Kamatz came into this game with nobody out in the 7th inning. Did not give up another run. And now he's into the 8th inning. Curlin digs in for Harwich. 1 out, nobody on. A pitching duel the entire way. First pitch. Inside, ball 1. It was one of those boxing matches, Milo, where both guys were throwing jabs. Both teams had base runners on, but it was Harwich doing something in a unique way. A lot of bunts, a lot of small ball in that 7th inning. The 1-0 lands, called a strike. And that was the hook, or the uppercut.
I love it. I mean, I think that Engler, what did we talk about? The Mariners need to have an identity into this playoffs. That's how they're going to be successful. If that's the identity.
1-1, check swing. Pitch is called, a ball, appealed down, no go. 2-1 in Curlin's at-bat.
I mean, I think the Mariners could have a lot of success if they are the small ball team that everyone kind of is annoyed with.
Completely agree. 3 of the 4 hits were bunt hits in the last inning. The 2-1, well, that's a strike. A really good slider from Kamatz. Evens the count on Curlin at 2-2.
Yeah, Kamatz is playing the role of hero right now for Brewster if they can come back. The guy who people won't talk about.
2-2, fouled off the catcher's mask of Jacob Lee. Curlin fighting here in the 2-strike count. Brewster ball boys giving each other love. Could be their final game at Stony Brook Field. Harwich can hold on tonight. They'll be playing for this series tomorrow at home in Harwich. 2-2. Down low with the heat. The count goes full on Cade Curlin.
Just missed there, barely.
Curlin kicked off 4 straight Mariners reaching base in the 7th inning with an infield single. Trying to get on here with 1 out. Payoff pitch. Inside, ball 4. Cade Curlin setting the table here in game 1. He's aboard with 1 out, and Braden Jacksa coming to hit.
Hitter from Oregon.
Yeah, nice job right there from Curlin.
Braden Jacksa.
Saw all the pitches and didn't like that last one. Kamatz has done well throwing strikes for the most part, but Curlin with a good eye.
Jacksa is 1 for 2, had a bunt hit in the 7th inning rally. Curlin to board off of first, Harwich up 3-0. First pitch, called a strike about knee high. Really good 91-mile-an-hour fastball from Kamatz. Kamatz features a 4-seam fastball, a sinking fastball, a changeup, and a sweeper. Sweepers his put-away pitch. The 0-1. Bounced foul, third base side. Second consecutive Harwich hitter. Down 0-2. Curlin fought his way on with a walk.
Just waiting on Jackson to really get a hold of one and belt it high in the air to left field because he has the power.
Jacksa has not put one over the fence this summer. 6 runs batted in, a .250 hitter. 2-strike pitch. Swing and a miss. Kamatz struck out 2 Mariners in this 8th inning on a combined 6 pitches. And J.P. Peltier is Harwich's final hope in the 8th.
Number 13, J.P. Peltier.
Matz has done a really nice job, Milo. You hit the nail on the head where if he can eat up these innings, still got to go the 9th inning, no action in the Brewster bullpen. It would at least put the Whitecaps in a position to try and come back. First pitch to Peltier, skips away from Lee, but he blocked it. Lunged out to the right side of the lefty batter's box and just trapped the ball under his sternum. Athletic play from the catcher out of ECU. Ball 1. Peltier's 1 for 2, an RBI single, the 1-0. Inside, now 2-0 on Peltier. JP's bunt hit was the best out of all of them in the 7th. It was textbook right down the first base line. Harvey had 0 play, and it was an RBI hit. Runners were on the corners with nobody out. 2-0. Bounced foul behind home plate. Kamatz back in this AB with Peltier. Harwich is out hitting Brewster 4-2. Remember, the Mariners went into the 7th inning with no hits. Blaine Brown and Noah Thigpen Big Pen did 4 2/3 of work. The Mariners finally got to him. 2-1. Ground ball, shortstop side. Jake Lambden at short. He lost it. It's another Brewster error. Harwich has him on first and second with 2 outs, and Sean O'Leary will get his first at-bat of the game since coming in defensively in the previous half inning. My goodness, what a horrible time to collapse defensively.
Yeah, the Whitecaps have really been sloppy as of late, and it's the biggest reason why the Mariners are now have the lead.
Sean O'Leary, 2 on with 2 out. The Mariners looking to bust things open in the 8th. First pitch, ball low, about ankle high, running in on the lefty Sean O'Leary. O'Leary substituting for Quentin Coates. Can play first base as well. 1-0 pitch. Down and in again. That one was closer, but not enough to get the call. 2-0. Peltier with a ton of speed off of first. Curlin can run at second. O'Leary leads all Harwich Mariners with the most 2-out runs batted in this summer. 2-0. Popped up down the left field line, twisting into foul territory, and it does land in the Brewster bullpen. Foul ball.
O'Leary put so much pine tar in his bat. We're close to him. I could hear him just, his gloves sticking to the bat. Likes to have a lot of that good grip.
O'Leary started this summer on a temporary contract. First baseman at a UMass Lowell, local kid, and he's earned his spot on the postseason roster. 2-1, fastball misses high. 3 balls and a strike on O'Leary. If he gets aboard, Tucker Stockman is next. Might get a cookie here. Kamatz trying to end the top of the 8th. The Mariners 3-1. Line drive into right field. It's a base hit for O'Leary. The turn at third for Curland. The throw comes into third. It's an RBI single for O'Leary. Now 4-0 Harwich. Peltier goes from first to third, and the Mariners continue to tack on even more insurance now into the 8th inning.
Is there a better hitter than Sean O'Leary with 2 outs and runners in scoring position? It's automatic every single time.
And it all happens in a similar fashion, Milo. He gets ahead, he sees a few, and man, he got a breaking ball about belt high and completely turned on it down the right field line.
He's hitting nearly 500 in those situations. 9 for 19.
Stockman, the Mariner catcher, gets an at-bat. 2 on with 2 out. First pitch popped up behind home plate, out of play. Strike 1. Remember, O'Leary only got an at-bat in this inning because of a 2-out error on the Brewster shortstop Jake Lambden. I mean, it was an easy slow roller to short. Peltier gets aboard on the air, and O'Leary makes him pay. Sean O off of first, J.P. Peltier off of third. The 0-1 to Stockman, down and in, evens the count. Kamatz steps off. Now he digs back in. First base side. Ball and a strike. The pitch. Down low. Kamatz has been living at the knees, but that one didn't get all the way up there. 2 balls and a strike on Stockman.
These last 2 innings for the Mariners have been perfect offensively in terms of getting guys on, getting them in, small ball.
2-1. Fouled straight back. Grabbed by the netting behind home plate. Deuces run wild here in the 8th. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Stockman. 2 on with 2 out, and the M's lead 4-0 in Game 1 of the East Division Series. 2-2. Skied down the right field line, foul. Stockman staying alive. He was late on that fastball.
Yeah, but I like the swings from Stockman right now. Confident.
Chatham has blown open the game at YD. It's now 9-2 in the 7th inning. Harwich looking to blow things open in the 8th. Another 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Kamatz struck him out. The Mariners rally again. A run on a hit and an error. 2 left on base. It's 4-0 Harwich. 6 outs away from stealing Game 1 on the road in Brewster. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Mariners Radio Network. Middle of the 8th inning here at Stony Brook Field in Brewster. Let's take a look at scores across the gate presented by the Massachusetts Office of Travel and Tourism. Harwich leads Brewster 4-0 right here. Chatham dominating YD 9-2. The A's lead on the road against the 1 seed in the East. And just getting started over in Bourne. The Bourne Braves lead the Falmouth Commodores 1-0. Top two in Hyannis, all square with no score between Katuitt and Hyannis. Bottom of the 8th, TJ Zierman back out there for his 3rd inning in relief. And he's dealing with the top of the order and Tristan McClatty. First pitch, 93, called a strike at the knees, 0-1. What an interesting game this has been. Harwich 5 hits, 3 of them have been bunt hits. Brewster no runs with just 2 hits. The 0-1 fouled back for strike 2.
Yeah, it's been ever since the 7th inning started, all Mariners. Time's getting to dwindle down here for the Whitecaps.
0-2 pitch. Fouled off, just off the inside portion of the bat. McClatty staying alive. McClatty's been the best Whitecap at the plate so far today. The leadoff man out of Clemson. He's been on base twice, a single and a walk. He's also stolen a base. 0-2. In the dirt. 83-mile-an-hour curveball from Zierman. Skipped in front of home plate. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes to McClatty.
Yeah, it's about finding that middle ground for Zierman. That one way too short, but it had the good movement. If he gets it about 2 feet towards home plate, a little bit more, it'll probably get a swing and miss.
1-2. Check swing, but McClatty did not offer the same exact pitch. Skipped 2 feet in front of the plate, and it's now 2-2. Is the top of the order for Brewster. It feels like their chance to get back into this game trailing by 4. 3-run 7th inning from the Mariners. They added 1 more in the top of the 8th. Zierman comes home, 2-2. Popped up, an infield fly, sky high. Smolinski goes into the outfield grass. He's called off by Brini, the left fielder. He caught that ball 5 feet outside of the infield. That's the first out of the 8th.
Good first out here for Zierman. You start counting down the outs. 5 more outs to go in this game. How are the Mariners going to get it? Is it going to be Zierman? Some stirring in the Mariner bullpen, but TJ's been a long inning guy, so maybe he just sticks with it.
Brewster, the number 2 scoring offense out of the 10-team Cape Cod Baseball League. They have been silenced tonight by just 2 Mariner pitchers. Flores and now Zierman. Will Baker digs in. First pitch, bouncing ball up the middle, a tough play for Kurland. It squeaks through, a base hit. Baker wastes no time with the first pitch and muscles it up the middle. Just the 3rd hit of the afternoon for the Whitecaps, but it puts a runner on for Jacob Lee.
Yeah, that's big because now you have Lee and Harvey, the 2 dangerous guys in the Brewster lineup, up with the runner on.
Lee digs in, the deadly power-hitting catcher. 7 home runs, 24 runs batted in. A right-on-right matchup. First pitch to Lee. Outside, ball 1. There's no denying that Harwich is in a really good spot here, Milo, but the power of this lineup, and especially this part of the order, they can get them right back in it. 1-0. That's ball 2.
Yeah, Lee receiving MVP chance here at Stony Brook. He's deserved it.
Harwich fans have been loud tonight. They've showed up. Brewster, well, the home crowd hasn't had much to cheer about. Down 4-0. 2-0 pitch. Hard hit to short. Smolinski, the pitch to second. The turn to first, not in time. Oh, that would have been 3 consecutive double plays for the Mariners. But Lee gets down the line better than most catchers. He'll take the 6-4 fielder's choice. Dane Harvey comes up with 2 outs.
Yeah, it took Ty an extra half a second to get that ball out of his glove. If he gets it out immediately, it's another 6-4-3.
You look back to Dane Harvey's leadoff at-bat to start the 2nd inning. It's a fly ball to right field that had home run distance, but Colin Larson brought it back. First pitch to Harvey, cut on and missed for strike 1. If Harvey would have landed a leadoff shot in the 2nd inning, Brewster would have scored first. They would have had all the momentum at home. But this game stayed tied scoreless into the 7th, and it's been all Mariners the rest of the way. Zierman from the stretch. Comes home with the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Man, he is ripping that changeup into the dirt. It's quickly 0-2 on Harvey.
Yeah, Brewster so far this summer, 18-4 when they score first, 7-8-2 when the other team scores first.
0-2. Check swing. Zierman threw the same exact breaking ball, but Harvey learned his lesson. It's now a ball and 2 strikes on the slugger out of Ohio State. Very big deal to strike first on the Whitecaps. Rarely does a team strike first in the 7th inning, though. 2-strike pitch. Got him looking right on the outside corner. Called strike 3. Harvey is mouthing off on his walk back to the dugout. It is all Harwich on the road in Brewster. We're going to the 9th inning. 4-0 Mariners lead. Game 1 of the East Division Series, and the Mariners lead 4-0. We've played 8 innings on the road in Brewster. Just a heads up, at the start of the 9th inning, this is a broadcast that's copyrighted by the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any unauthorized duplication, retransmission, or other use is strictly prohibited. Start of the 9th inning, Harwich up 4-0. Alongside Milo Hoffman, I'm Luke Brenneman. It's been a pitching duel, a defensive masterclass, and the small ball came through late for a 3-run 7th inning. Harwich has found a way to win this game, and now they just need to slam the door shut, but a chance to add on a few more in the 9th.
Yeah, you always take a few more. 4 runs is a good lead, but the difference between 4 and 5 is pretty big.
The hitter's Kirikoff. First pitch to him, upstairs, called a strike. Strike zone has been big for Will Bowers, but it's helped the Mariners too. New arm into the game for Brewster is the lefty Sebastian Santos Olsen. Rocks a pink glove. 0-1 pitch. Swung on and popped up, an infield fly. Drifting back is the second baseman Baker into the outfield grass. He makes the play. 1 down. Believe it or not, of the 4 Harwich runs, 1 of them have come on a base hit that went into the outfield, and that came in the 8th inning from Sean O'Leary.
It's unbelievable. It's literally been small ball.
But the pitching, talk about an MVP of today. They got 3 more outs to get. Lineup turns over for Nico Brini. Left-on-left matchup here. First pitch to Brini. Swing and a foul straight back for strike 1. Something to dive into. Santos Olsen is making his 10th appearance of the summer. He's pitched 14 innings and only given up 4 earned runs. The combination of the starter Brown, Thigpen the next guy, Kamatz who just finished up, these are their 4 best pitchers in the bullpen.
Yeah, they're going all out.
0-1. Outside. Ball and a strike.
And you'd also expect them to be available tomorrow, especially, you know, a guy like Komatz who maybe didn't go too much. And, you know, you got Santos Olsen now. Thigpen, though, he went all out.
1-1. Brini takes a breaking ball, called a strike. 1-2. Yeah, no chance we'll see Thigpen. Brown left because of an injury, so we probably won't see him. Komatz did just go 2 innings, and he threw over 30 pitches, so maybe he's done as well. 2-strike pitch coming to Brini. Bouncing ball, foul into the Harwich dugout. Count stays the same.
It's crazy that Thigpen's line ends 4 2/3, 7 strikeouts, 3 earned runs, and 4 hits. He was perfect after 4.
That's why baseball is such an interesting game where you don't need to hit the ball 100 miles an hour or get lost in the exit velocity or distance. Just get on base. 1-2. In the air, deep down the right field line. It takes Cash Strayer back, and he makes the catch on the run just in front of the warning track for the second out of the Mariner 9. Brini's going to end tonight 0 for 4. Every ball was put in play from the Harwich leadoff man, but not many guys got on unless it was a bunt hit. Just 5 hits for Harwich, a reminder that 3 of them were bunts.
That one was driven deep to right. Had home run sound off the bat.
Larson up, 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the 9th, first pitch, up and away with the fastball, 1-0. Larson's 0 for 4 in game 1, 3 strikeouts. All of the run support came from Curlin, the cleanup man, and on in the lineup. Curlin, Jackson, Peltier, 4, 5, and 6. The spark plugs, 1-0. Outside for ball 2. It feels wrong to say who would have thought, but the way that Brewster had dominated Harwich, these teams have played more than any other 2 Cape League teams from July 1 to now. 2-0. Swing and a foul. I'm not going to say I didn't see it coming because this has been the way that Harwich has won their only 2 wins against Brewster, a low-scoring, pitcher-friendly battle. But this one has been really tough-nosed tonight, and it all started with Jason Flores.
Yeah, I mean, Flores was the MVP to this point, and now with 2 outs now, you don't know what's going to happen, but heading to the bottom of the 9th, I mean, you know, you just hope that the Mariners can close this thing out because of Flores' performance, and Zierman has been good so far as well.
Zierman's gone 3 scoreless. Flores went 5 scoreless. 2-1 coming to Larson. Popped up down the left field line, but foul. Now 2-2 on the Harwich All-Star right fielder. Tomorrow's probables are not officially listed, but we've talked about them quite a bit. Might see Brady Bendick get the ball for Harwich. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Larson strikes out for the 4th time tonight. And the Mariners go down in order 1-2-3 in the top of the 9th inning. 3 outs away from a Game 1 victory. It's 4-0 M's. We'll be right back for the bottom of the 9th in Brewster. Don't go anywhere on the Mariners Radio Network. Harwich is 3 outs away from a Game 1 victory on the road in the first round of the Cape Cod Baseball League playoffs. We're here in Brewster at Stony Brook Field. It's 4-0 Harwich and the bottom of the 9th inning. 5, 6, and 7 coming up for the Whitecaps. TJ Zierman is out there for his 4th inning of relief. It's only been a combination of Flores and Zierman, and they have been outstanding for the M's. Dylan Schlotterbach digs in. First pitch swinging. He can't connect. Strike 1. Since coming into this game in the 6th inning, Zierman has only given up 2 base runners, 1 hit. Came back in the 8th. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss again. Started him with a fastball. That time goes to the slider, and Zierman can go anywhere ahead 0-2.
Oh, perfect 2 pitches right here.
Feels like getting the first batter in the 9th inning when a team's down by more than a pair is so big. 0-2. Bouncing ball. Third baseman Peltier has it. Fires to first in time. There's 1. Schlotterbach got a good piece of that 0-2, but he hit it right at J.P. Peltier. 1 up, 1 down.
You want to stay away from Peltier over there at third base. He's a vacuum.
Cash Strayer's going to dig in. Strayer's 1 for 3 so far tonight. Harwich up 4-0. Brewster has just 3 hits offensively. Strayer, the left-handed hitter out of Florida. Eyes down Zierman. First pitch. Called a strike on the inside corner. Zierman still pumping in 93 with his fastball. It's been out there for a while. Zierman working quick. The 0-1. Called strike 2. Went to the breaker away, and the same way that the Schlotterbach at-bat started, Zierman gets ahead of Strayer, 0-2. Zierman smiles into the plate. Now he focuses. The 2-strike pitch. Check swing. A good take from Strayer. Slider in the dirt, 1-2.
Zierman looks like he's really found a rhythm here in this inning. First 2 innings he pitched were a little shaky, but he still didn't give up a run because he pitched to contact. This is more of a domination, getting ahead early.
2-strike pitch. Got him looking, the breaking ball. Zierman drips 1 in there, belt high, Strayer buckled, and the M's are an out away from a Game 1 victory on the road.
Oh, just beautiful.
Matthew Cash is the final hope for the Whitecaps. Cash just in his 2nd start of the summer, thrown into the fire here. Round 1 of the playoffs, number 2 seed Brewster. First pitch, swung on, hit hard, 1 hopper to second. Curlin turns, fires, and he threw him out. The Mariners win it. They take Game 1 of the playoffs on the road in Brewster. A 4-0 shutout victory. Pitching comes through when the M's need it most.
Jason Flores, TJ Zierman, they are the MVPs of today. You sprinkle in one of the best small ball innings that I can remember back in the 7th. 3 runs came across, and the M's did everything that they needed to do. Game number 1 in the books, a game number 1 victory. The job's not done just yet. You go back to White House Field tomorrow with a chance to seal the deal in the first round.
You hit the nail on the head, Milo. You go back home with a chance to advance tomorrow as the lower seed in this matchup. Brewster dominating Harwich all summer long. To get this one in this ballpark in the fashion that the M's did it, whew, that's some serious momentum for a battle tomorrow night at White House Field.
After going down in the season series 3-2, Brewster's dominated them in almost every game they've played, except for the 2 wins that Harwich won. July 3rd, a 2-1 Harwich win. August 2nd, a 2-1 Harwich win. The Mariners just like to play close pitchers duels games against Brewster, and that's how they win. And that was the recipe today.
First pitch this afternoon at 4:03. The final out recorded at 6:44. 80 degrees and sunny. Nothing but a Mariner victory. Harwich takes it 4-0, only a 5-hit effort from the M's. Shutout ball from 2 Harwich pitchers in Flores and Zierman. And don't go anywhere, Mariner fans, because the post-game coverage is just getting started. We'll be right back. Lily Reisenweber is going to catch up with Jason Flores after this. Welcome back here in Brewster. The Harwich Mariners have just taken Game 1 over the Brewster Whitecaps 4-0. The Mariners were led by a 3-run 7th inning. It was a 4-hit inning for Harwich. The M's only finished with 5 hits. They went into that frame hitless on the day. But the story of tonight was the Mariners pitching staff. They tossed 9 scoreless innings, and it's only the combination of 2 Harwich pitchers. Jason Flores, the Mariners starter, went a whopping 5 innings of 2-hit no-run baseball. TJ Zierman comes into the game, goes 4 innings of 1-hit baseball, and now we send it down to our sideline reporter, Lily Reisenweber, who has the man, Jason Flores.
Thanks, Luke. The Mariners have 1 playoff win under their belt. I'm here with the Harwich starting pitcher, Jason Flores. Jason, 9 strikeouts in just 5 innings pitched. What are you feeling?
You know, today the goal was just compete, have fun and compete. That's always what it's been for me, and I think it worked out for me.
And we know that you throw hard, but what was that one pitch that had every batter out front tonight?
I think it was a splitter. Some people mistake it as a curveball because it has curveball movement, but the splitter was very much on tonight.
You were in a little bit of a pinch in the bottom of the 5th, bases loaded, but you got out of it. What was pitching coach Hunter Dilworth's message to you in his mound visit tonight?
He was just like, nobody's hurt. I mean, just be you, compete. That's all you can do.
And is that the mindset moving forward into tomorrow's game as well?
100%, 100%.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Lily. Jason Flores dominated tonight. 9 punch-outs, scoreless baseball. Milo, I think the biggest thing that stands out is just rising to the occasion. You get the start. You get the ball. Just his 3rd start of the summer on Cape Cod, and he delivered.
Yeah, I mean, just the command from the very start. We talked to Steve Engler before the game. The first inning was huge. What'd he do? The first batter of the ball game reached for the Brewster Whitecaps in Tristan McClatty, a single, but ever since then, he was lights out. The command was unbelievable. Good to know that was a splitter and not a curveball. I mean, who knows what it was? Whatever it was pure filth, and Flores had himself a day, and by far the best and most important start for the Mariners this summer.
Jason Flores has only used that splitter 4% of the time on Cape Cod, but he pulled out the secret weapon to shut down the Whitecaps in Game 1. Harwich takes it 4-0, and we'll be ready for Game 2 tomorrow night. That's at home at White House Field. We'll be on TV. Tune in through the Cape League TV app or YouTube. For our producer, Sawyer Goldwine, my partner, Milo Hoffman, you just heard from our sideline reporter, Lily Reisenweber. We say so long and good night. The Mariners take Game 1 of the postseason